Good afternoon, everybody. We are back. We were supposed to be here 2 weeks ago, but we couldn't. But we're back now. How you doing, Spoonie?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Doing pretty well. Had a bit of a hiccup the last couple of weeks, but I'm feeling better now.
Good.
Uh,
Good to hear it.
what are we doing today, Spoonie?
We're going to be going over another list. This time it's video game stuff and gaming related movies.
So grab your controller and come join us. Let's get into another episode of Two Geeks Live.
Let's do it.
As I set up the intro, there should not be any issues today. I hope not. I hope not. Here we go. There we go. We got the epic music this time. I'm about to take it off the screen as I'm done. Sometimes it takes forever to pour this thing. I should have done that ahead of time. All right. There we go. Like Spoonie said last time, think about the most epic music you could think of. There it is. And I did that for you, Spoonie, in the unboxing video. That package you did too much. That was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you noticed, if you did watch the video, I used this song as the background music in that video. As a little bit of a nod to you.
I picked up on that. I thought that was cool.
All right. So today, like Spoonie mentioned, we're going to be talking video game stuff, another list of video games, movies. What we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be ranking our favorite video game movies and our favorite video games. Now, would you say this is like a definitive what represents us, or is this like really right now how we're feeling?
I think there's a bit of both. I think there's stuff on there that is just kind of like objectively sort of in the classic realm. But I also think that, I mean, there are trends in games. There are, things change over time. And so maybe something you weren't into in the past, now you're getting a little more into it.
Right.
Maybe you weren't into Pokemon, but then Pal World comes out and it's basically Pokemon with guns. And you're like, okay, I'm all about this.
That's my jam right there.
It's the same concept of you go out and you catch monsters and train them and catch other monsters, only they have guns.
Okay. I don't think I've played that one yet. But that sounds interesting.
Nintendo was trying to get it taken down, but none of that worked. So I think now they're planning on doing a wider distribution.
Well, I will say this to you all, especially if you're watching now, if you're going to watch the stream later on. Spoonie is somewhat of a streamer. He likes to stream a gameplay on his channel. Like I stream from time to time, but I noticed that that's one thing you really like to do on your channel. But Spoonie, wasn't maybe last year or the year before, or are we talking maybe 3 years ago now at this point? Spoonie at one point got embroiled in a little bit of controversy over a video game that he decided to review.
Oh, that stupid potato game. Brotato.
Oh my goodness, dude. I remember when you put that up, I was like, the game looked bad, honestly. And the fact that people were getting mad at you, I was like, come on, man.
Ultimately, I feel like it's just a clone of the game Vampire Survivors. I think Vampire Survivors is a better game. It's basically continuously gets upgrades, both free and paid, always adding lots of new content. The game isn't done yet. There's still at least several updates to come. They just came out with a spin-off, and the company behind it is working on a Warhammer 40K version of the game, like that style of gameplay, but Warhammer 40K. I think the demo came out recently on Steam, but I have not played it yet.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. I don't know. I wanted to bring that in because I thought that was so funny. Like, you give your honest opinion about something, and like I feel like that's what's going to happen, especially today with our list. You and I are going to give our list. Will we have the same things on each list? Maybe. I don't know, right? The superhero one, it's common that we'll have a lot of things similar. But video games, subjective, right? You might have stuff on your list that I'm like, I've never even heard of that before, right? So
Hmm.
I can guarantee you that my list is probably stuff you're like, oh yeah, I know what that is. I know what that is. So yeah, what do you say we get right into it, Spoonie? Let's
All right.
let me set this up quickly here. Okay.
What's that music? It sounds vaguely familiar.
So it's on one of my editing apps that I
Oh,
use.
okay.
But I think also, if I'm not mistaken, if you listen to the beginning of it, I think they used it on AVGN a few times, or Pat the NES Punk, something like that. It's one of those old school game reviewers. So when I heard that, I was like, "Oh man, that's that old school." So I decided I was like, "That'd be fun to use
That
it."
that that must be it because it sounded really familiar, but I couldn't place
Yeah.
it.
So I was thinking, Spoonie, because the main goal today of the list is the video games, right?
Hmm.
And I don't know about you, but I put 12 on my list because I had such a hard time. Plus, I got like 9 honorable mentions for the video games. I know, right? What do you say we do the movies first? What do you think?
Yeah, we can
Okay,
do it.
so let's do the movies first.
So this was supposed to be a top 10 for the films.
For the films, it's top 10, and then for the video games, if you have a top 10, that's fine. I could not condense the top 10, and even there on my top 12, I still have like 2 or 3 that are ties. So it's like that was really tough, man.
Hmm.
So let's kick things off. All right. I let you start. I think last time, I think you were going first, right, with the list?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll go first this time because I don't think it's fair to like say, hey, why don't I just get you to do that so I can go last? No, no, no. I wanted to make it fair so we can each have our own moment. I'll start off with my honorable mentions, and I don't know if you have any honorable mentions as well, but I'll start off with that. Let me get my file up here. So my honorable mentions. Now I'm going to set it straight. When we're talking about video game movies, at least my mentality was anything that any movie that also has to do with video games as the centric theme for me was included in that. You'll see what I mean when I talk about that later. But here's my honorable mentions. I've got Super Mario Bros. From 1993. Grew up on that movie. I love it. I think it's better than the stupid animated movies from today.
I haven't seen Galaxy. I have no
Me
interest
neither.
in it. I thought
Yeah.
the first Super Mario movie was, to me, it just felt like fan service. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, remember this? Remember this game? What about this character? Oh, it's your favorite guy. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I
Right.
grew up
Right.
with the Mario games. I think everybody who's played any games has definitely played at least one Mario game, whether it's Mario
Mm-hmm.
Kart, Mario Party, whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and I
And I
like those
find,
games. I just didn't care for the movie. And I
I,
think one of the reasons for that is the Hollywood voice casting.
oh yeah,
Charles
yeah,
Martinet is still more than capable of voicing Mario. They even stuck him in the movie as a cameo.
I know.
Why not do the whole thing? Because Chris Pratt is going to be a bigger draw.
Mhm, mhm.
So that's just me.
No, I agree with you 100%.
And
I agree.
and at this point I'm absolutely sick and tired of Jack Black.
I love Jack Black. I still do, but yes, I think that was kind of a miscast having him as Bowser. To be honest with you,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's true. Jack Black. He's in. I feel like he's biting off more than he can chew these
Well, and
days. To be honest with you.
he's in a Minecraft movie.
Well, yeah, I know. I get it. He's a gamer. He's a gamer in real life. But like, how many video game franchises do you need to attach yourself to at this point? You know?
Hmm. And even the Jumanji series,
Oh yeah,
the modern ones are set in a video game rather than a board game.
yeah, that's true. Uh,
So,
so Mario Bros. I thought that was a fun film. It wasn't exactly what the video games were, but I thought it was a unique film for the time. It was the first video game movie too. I liked the first Resident Evil movie. Like I find that there was a lot of hits and misses with the rest of them after that, but I thought Resident Evil did a good job at setting up the series with that again atmospheric tone.
and
Alice,
you have to acknowledge with the Resident Evil movie that kind of basic, the sort of Resident Evil theme that was done by Marilyn Manson. So good. That creepy
Yeah.
kind of synth. I don't know how to describe it. It plays a lot throughout the movie. At the beginning scene, when the lab thing goes wild and everybody's like dying and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I also liked in Resident Evil. Was it the second one, Afterlife? I didn't really like that movie too much because I didn't like how they treated Nemesis. But the soundtrack too for that movie was really good. That's, I think, my favorite version of My Plague by Slipknot is on the Resident Evil 2 soundtrack. That whole remix that they did for that album
Well,
was
because
pretty
the
cool
first
too.
one was on the original Resident Evil movie.
Oh, what, really? The
Yeah,
first really?
yeah. Plague Me
Oh,
was in the original Resident Evil.
okay. I didn't know that. Okay, but yeah, I mean,
I believe they play the song during the movie when what's her name, Alice, is fighting the liquor before they're trying to get on the train or something. I could be wrong
okay,
about.
okay.
I could be thinking that the music video uses those scenes in it, so it's hard to tell.
Mm. I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen Resident Evil, but again, it's one of those movies that the sequels I find are kind of forgettable, but the first movie wasn't that forgettable. So that's why that's I especially that whole scene where they're in the room and then the whole lasers come. I thought that was a
Oh,
unique scene, man. That was
yeah.
cool. That was cool. I did quickly finish off our honorable mentions. Detective Pikachu. I've never watched any of the Pokemon movies. I just thought it was a silly movie. Ryan Reynolds voicing Pikachu was kind of funny. And then Fatal Fury, the motion picture, as they call it. Really good film. Really good. Really does a good job of adapting Fatal Fury, the video game. But I find that there's one other anime movie that did better at adapting a fighting game than this one, and you'll probably see that on my list. So that's my honorable mentions right there. I'm pretty sure Spoonie agrees with Resident Evil, although I'm sure Spoonie would probably put that on the main list. But
It actually is.
there you go. So, do you have any honorable mentions, Spoonie?
Like we were kind of talking about earlier, there's so many things that can kind of like slide around up or down, like especially in the lower half of the top 10.
Yeah.
Um, I do like the DC a couple of years ago did an animated movie about the first Injustice video game.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
so there's that can slide up and down. There's a game called Dante's Inferno,
Mm-hmm.
based off of the like poem or whatever. And they did an animated movie for that, I think,
Okay.
to sort of set up the premise or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I don't know that it's good enough to be like a solid top 10, but it's up there.
Well, you might be surprised.
And then, oh wow. And then I haven't. Maybe I'll try to check out the those other movies, the Fatal Fury and stuff, because the Street Fighter movies I saw were disappointing. I think it was called like Street Fighter Alpha.
Yeah, that was the one after Street Fighter 2, the animated movie.
Yeah, it was. I'm not a fan. Like, I guess
Okay.
I don't really care about the storyline of Street Fighter that much. Just it's a global fighting tournament. You don't really need to know more. Like the whole rivalry
Fun
between
though.
Sagat and Ryu, and like it's interesting, but ultimately, it's not in any way essential. They're just kicking the crap out of each other.
Gonna spoiler right now. Spoonie's not gonna like any of my lists.
Uh-oh.
All right, so that would be your honorable. I didn't throw up any photos because I know you were going a little fast. I'll find the photos when you start talking about your core list, unless you saved some.
Not
Okay,
really, but
no
it's
problem.
easy for me to get those to bring
No
those
problem.
up.
So I'll go ahead and I'll start with my number 10. And number 10, it's actually one that I saw recently. And I know what you're thinking. Why is it on the top 10? Because I feel like they did such a great job with this movie. So, Mortal Kombat Legends,
Yeah.
Scorpion's Revenge. Holy fuck, I loved this movie. Um, it came out in 2020, 6 years ago, right? During the height of the pandemic. And I don't know why I never sat down to watch it. I guess to me, I was like, direct to video. I know what DC does with their movies, and they're usually good. But I was like, they're going to tone down the gore, they're going to tone down the violence. No, they did not disappoint with any of that in this movie, and they did a really good job setting, like telling the story, especially uh, Bihan's backstory, Scorpion, and then setting up the Mortal Kombat tournament. And now it does end on a cliffhanger. I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it, especially Spoonie if you haven't seen it. But this movie, just as a Mortal Kombat fan, this was so good. Now I haven't watched the other films. I haven't heard very many good things about the other films, except for the last one, the Johnny Cage film. But I highly recommend Scorpion's Revenge. So good.
It's actually my number 9, so that
Cool.
kind of takes care of that. My number 10, and I'm gonna be upfront, it's not a good movie, but there's something about it I find just
I'm ready to find that picture.
dumb and entertaining. It's Doom. It's Doom with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Well, okay, wait. Caveat: you have Carl Urban in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've established that we do like Carl Urban here.
Mm-hmm.
So, here, let me just get that photo up. Let's
Yeah, I think it's from like 2005. It's not
there
a
we
good
go.
movie. It's only tangentially based off of concepts from the game, in the sense that Mars apparently is home to basically like a hellish like realm full of like demons and stuff. And so in the movie, they lose control of the portal and the demons are starting to come through, and these soldiers have to try to stop them. And
to this day, I think it's the only film, one of the only 2 films where I think Dwayne Johnson plays a villain.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
Was it in this movie where the BFG is no longer called the Big Fucking Gun? They call it something else.
Yeah.
I remember watching that when they called it something else. I was like, that's not what it's called. Why'd they call it that?
They did try to do a first-person perspective for part of the movie where he finds the chainsaw and he's just going through the hallways trying to...
So there was a lot of unique elements, but I'm fairly sure that it's better than the... wasn't there like a direct-to-video sequel that
Doom Annihilation.
There you go.
And what happened was the studio that makes the Doom games publicly came out and said, we disavow this game. We have nothing to do with it. We don't want to be associated with it in any way. And rightfully so. Apparently it was just awful.
Oh, I mean, I remember watching a video from Cinemassacre where they went to go visit the last standing Blockbuster in Portland. And they were like, they decided to rent Doom Annihilation because that was the movie at that time, right? It's a video game channel. And they were like, yeah, it sucked.
Now, I actually, this might be a tie because I don't know if this other movie is considered based off of a video game. And
so you have a tie at number 10?
Yeah. Well, if this isn't considered based off a video game, then it's Doom. But if we're counting this, then it is this one.
Okay.
Surf Ninjas. Please tell me you've seen the game. Ernie Reyes Jr. from the Ninja Turtle movies. Right. He played Keno, and he was the stuntman for Donatello in the first one. It has Rob Schneider.
Oh, gosh.
And it has Leslie Nielsen as a Chinese warlord.
So, was this based on a video game?
Okay, so what happened was they wanted to
make... This movie here, right?
Yeah. They wanted to make a tie-in, and you could see Leslie Nielsen down there in the samurai armor. Right. So they wanted to make a tie-in to this game, right? And so they approached Sega, and they said sure, and they started working on the game, and like the director was giving them tips on where the story was going, and it, especially back then, shooting on film, it took a lot less time to program a video game than it did to shoot and edit a movie.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening originally, they wanted to have a Game Boy in there, but then they approached Sega and said, what about a Game Gear? And then Sega ended up actually partly financing the film.
Okay. So then I guess that clarifies.
And they were going to release, the movie and then the game, but this was kind of the first time in history that the game was ready before the movie.
Okay.
Usually the movie comes out and then later on there's the game.
Well, then
But
I guess that clarifies as a video game movie then.
because it's a movie that was going to have a game tie-in, but the game
Yeah.
actually then ended up preceding the movie. So do we count that as a the fact is a Sega Game Gear is like a pivotal element in the story.
I would count it, man. I definitely would, because there's a movie on this list that you're probably gonna be like, well, okay, I get why you put it on here, but it has
What,
nothing to
like
do with like
Ready
being video
Player
game.
One or something?
No, not Ready Player One. That's
The-
not even
I
on my list.
I didn't that didn't even occur to me, but that probably would have been like an honorable mention for me.
That's fair. I thought about that too. It just me, I kept thinking about the whole movie references in the movie, especially The Shining. So yeah, it's a video game movie, but yeah, you're right. When you come to think of it, yeah. Okay, but I guess yeah, no, definitely. Surf Ninjas is definitely on.
Hey,
Definitely,
Battle Toads make an appearance in Ready Player One. That scene at the
you're
end where
right.
they're all
Yeah, you're
the
right.
fight
You're
for
right.
the whatever and
Yeah,
Iron Giant's there, and I'm pretty sure the Battle Toads are in that crowd.
Spawn's in there. I remember that.
Yeah.
So is the RX Gundam.
Hmm.
So many callbacks in that. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, definitely. I would say then if Surf Ninjas was supposed to be, I definitely think we can count that.
Awesome.
All right. So my number 9. Now Spoonie already mentioned his number 9 was my number 10, Scorpion's
Mortal
Revenge.
Kombat, Scorpion. Yep.
Amazing movie. My number 9, I just want to make sure, and I think Spoonie, I don't know if this is on your list, but Spoonie might appreciate it if it's not. I've got Batman Assault on Arkham.
That I haven't seen. That's probably the
Okay.
only reason it's not on the list in some way.
It's not the best movie. It's not the best DC animated movie. But as I think you and I can easily say we love the Batman Arkham games. And I feel like this movie here, with all the fun that, the video games were, it's basically it comes from the perspective of the Suicide Squad in this movie, but still being inside that Batman Arkham universe. So I thought that was a really neat twist on that. And yeah, honestly, I don't know what else to say about our Assault on Arkham. You've never seen it, so I'm not going to spoil anything. I highly recommend watching it. It's a really good movie. That's my number 9 is Batman Assault on Arkham. Uh,
Nice.
I guess I'll take the reins and go straight to number 8 because you said again Scorpion's Revenge. Here, let's just throw it up quickly. So Spoonie's number 9. Again, Mortal Kombat Legends, Scorpion's Revenge. We already spoke about that. Phenomenal movie. And I would say one thing maybe we can just talk about a little bit since I didn't mention it on my when I've talked about it. I think we can agree that the gore and the violence in this movie, it's cartoony, right? It's a cartoon, right? So it's looks better when you see the gore and the violence in this than when you see it in the live action Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat movie, right? And I thought Johnny Cage too was. I liked how they portrayed Johnny Cage in the movie too. So,
Hmm.
so good movie. Okay, so number 8 for me. Let's go ahead and get my next one. So number 8. Just want to make sure that I'm there. We go. You're probably gonna laugh at this. Oh, I hope you laugh at this.
No, when it came out, I did not like it. Um, it's sad that it is Raul Julia's last
Yeah.
film role because he's quite a prolific actor,
Oh
some
yeah.
great roles, and this movie was a turd when it came out. It was an absolute flop. Um, despite that, there were some interesting things. But obviously, you're a bigger fan than I am.
I mean, I think you know which one I'm a bigger fan of, but
Oh, yeah.
but it's one of those things where here's my problem. The casting in this movie wasn't so great. Okay, Raul
Mhm.
Julia as M Bison is probably him, and the actor who played why am I forgetting his name now? Tiger Driver. Why am I forgetting his name? Uh, I'm gonna get laughed at right now with the underwears and the beard.
Oh, Zangief?
Thank you, Zangief. Why was I forgetting his name? I think those are probably the two best cast actors in the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, Zangief is my favorite character in Street Fighter 2.
In the movie or the video game?
The game, I mean.
Okay, yeah, yeah, he's a
Just
yeah,
bear hug the shit out of the guys and suplex them till they're down.
right. But everything just fell off the rails after that. Like Jean Claude Van Damme as the American Guile.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And even having Ken and Ryu be reporters or something like that. Not even
I
like
She was barely in the movie, so I can say that Kylie Minogue was good as Cammy.
right. I can't say that either.
Like the casting was good. She looked like the character,
Mhm.
and she wasn't in the movie long enough for us to say like, "Oh, that was terrible" or "That was really good."
Yeah, and this movie pisses me off because it's where we got Guile as the face of Street Fighter when we know it's not Guile, it's Ken and Ryu and Chun Li. But even Street Fighter, the animated
Even
series,
Blanca,
right?
right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just the unique visual of this
Mhm.
like green dude with orange hair, and he's electric, and
Well, even Blanca was a miss. It's a horrible movie, and you're probably like people watch it probably like, why the hell is this on your list? Because I consider this on the pantheon of so bad that it's good that I love to watch this movie for all of its flaws, all of its stupidities. It is miles better than Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun Li that came out in 2008. That was a train wreck of a garbage movie. And I guarantee you right now, this movie here is probably going to be better than that Street Fighter movie that's coming out with Cody Rhodes and stupid Roman Reigns playing
yeah.
Akuma. Like,
I
come
just
on.
I don't really like the casting in that. I would think
No.
50 Cent would be like, "Oh, that'd be a cool character to see," but he's too old at this point. If
He's the
this is
only
like
one that looks good though.
yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. But yeah. Anyways,
Hey,
number eight is
if
Street
you enjoy
Fighter.
this movie, you'll probably enjoy Surf Ninjas.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because at least Surf Ninjas has no pretense that it's a serious movie.
Okay. Okay.
I
And there's
mean,
only so
again,
much.
Leslie Nielsen playing the
That's fair.
head of like a Japanese crime syndicate, wearing like the Shogun armor, and
I gotta see it just for that. I mean, look, there's only so much I could take of Rob Schneider, but Leslie Nielsen. I mean, Leslie Nielsen's a legend. Let's be
yeah.
honest. All right, so that's my number eight. Number eight, that really awful cheesy Street Fighter movie. Hit us with your number eight, Spoonie.
Okay. It's based off the game Dead Space. It's called Dead Space Downfall.
I've
So
heard of that one. Yeah.
Dead Space is like a third-person shooter where you're trapped on this spaceship, and there's basically like kind of zombies coming after you.
Okay.
They're called necromorphs, and they're basically dead people that bodies have mutated and stuff. It's pretty tense and atmospheric. I know they came out with a modern remake recently, which, as far as I know, is more or less a 1-to-1. So it would be good. And this just kind of sets up some of the, I guess, some of the plot points to help you understand what's going on in the first game.
Okay.
Although landing on a ship with dead people everywhere and trying to figure out that's its own kind of cool thing in the game.
I feel like the theme song should be "Dead Bodies Everywhere" by Korn.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think they had any licensed music for this.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this movie was written by Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray from the comic book industry.
Okay. That's
They
why.
worked
Yeah.
together a lot, and at the time, they were writing an ongoing Jonah Hex series for DC mid 2000s. It was such a good book. You had 1 issue, 2 issue story arcs. So it was like basically every issue you pick up, it was like it's a new story. It's not like, oh, part 5 of 6 or
Is that what they were
uh
trying to do with the Jonah Hex movie that they put out? Was it supposed to be based on their run?
kind of.
Okay. That was a
Kind
bad
of.
movie. It was an awful movie.
I think the success of that run helped them determine, hey, let's put money into this movie, but I don't know. There's all
Okay.
this weird supernatural stuff, and
Yeah. Plus, it was the first time Josh Brolin was trying to figure out what comic book character he wanted to play
mhm.
before ultimately becoming Thanos. I think. Oh no, was he Thanos
He was
before?
Cable.
That's right. He was Cable. Then he was Thanos. That's right.
I think he was Thanos in just little end scene teasers
Yeah.
before Cable, but he's nowhere near the Chris Evans level of
Oh
co-
gosh, yeah,
of comic book adaptations.
that's true.
We got what is it? Fantastic
Yeah.
Four, obviously the Captain America Avengers series. He was in Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Hmm.
He was in a movie called The Losers, which
Yeah.
is a spin-off of a DC property. There's a
Hmm.
Vertigo series at the time it was based
Which
off of.
you might enjoy this fact. Vanessa loves that movie, by the way.
It's a good movie. I
Hmm.
like it a lot. I don't not enough to put it on my list, but yeah, it would be on an honorable mention. Again, it's not something I thought of till like right now.
And Snowpiercer too, right? That's based off a comic book. Was it Snowpiercer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Snowpiercer was.
So he's got a lot under his belt, man. And I'm pretty sure he's done voices that we probably don't even realize.
Hmm.
So Dead Space, honestly, I've never played any of the Dead Space games. I've always been intrigued by them, but I've
I
never
mean,
played any of them.
if you're gonna play any of them, I'd say the first one's
Okay.
probably the best experience.
Okay.
Um, and I will give a tip to you or anybody else that maybe hasn't played it before. The very first weapon they give you in the game is the best weapon in the game
That you don't see that. That doesn't happen very often, by the way.
because there's lots of weapons, that, but the first weapon they give you is some kind of like an arc cutter or something that's using electricity to cut through stuff. It's actually the best weapon because you can use it to cut off the limbs of the enemies. So then they're just crawling around a lot easier to take out.
Sorry, Spoonie. Just give me a moment. I gotta go check something. I will be back in a few seconds. Okay.
Yeah, go for it. I'll keep people entertained.
Do you want to keep the
Yeah, yeah,
keep that back
yeah.
up there, and I will be right back.
Okay, so what do we got here? I was talking about Dead Space Downfall. Um, yeah, the reason I told Boomer to, if he's gonna check any out, check out the first one or check out the remake. One, I think it's the best one. Two, I've only played the first two. I haven't played part three. And part three at the time, which was common in video games at the time, they tried to shoehorn a co-op mode in. Um, I don't know why. It's like when Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, they decided, hey, let's make co-op campaign. It's very annoying because you could tell it was just like flavor of the month at the time. And I don't know if you're playing single player, the AI, especially like the pathfinding and stuff of your AI controlled partner, is terrible. They're getting stuck on corners. They can't climb up and down ladders. Sometimes you have to like reload from the last save point because Shiva Alamar is stuck and she won't go on the grappling rope or zip line or whatever. Um, Yeah, it was a bad time. Like when they added like 4-player campaign to Gears of War 3, that made sense. Gears 2 had a 2-player campaign, and even then the story narrative, it actually kind of made sense to have a co-op. But I think they're going to do a Gears of War movie. I don't know. They've been talking about it for a while. The franchise is on bad footing right now. I'm not going to say it's last legs, but it's definitely had some problems ever since. I would say Gears 3 is probably the last good game. After that, well, it was done by Epic, and then they left, and then Microsoft formed a new studio called the Coalition. Because in the game they use the cog symbol and they use the word cog a lot. It's the Coalition of Ordered Governments or Organized Governments or whatever. And yeah, I was just talking about the Gears of War franchise,
Okay.
and they've been perpetually trying to work on a movie, and that the game series has been kind of stale since 2011 when Gears 3 came out. That was the last good one. Gears 4, I was
Fair.
explaining there's a new studio that was created just to handle the franchise called the Coalition, and it's based off in the game. It's called the Coalition of Organized Governments, COG.
Okay.
So you see the
Hmm.
COG symbol a lot. And the Coalition with Gears 4, I didn't like it because it jumps ahead like 20 years. It's one of those things where now you're playing as kids, the kids of the main characters. So it's like, it's very grumpy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's where Marcus Phoenix is his son, right? Or was it? Or is it?
No, it's Kate Diaz. She's some other character, but
Oh,
at
okay,
that
okay.
point, Marcus Phoenix is like in more of like a grandfathery, like elder statesman type role,
I
where
thought
he's
his
just there to
son or
kind of give
something was in
advice.
4. Okay, okay. Yeah, I remember that. There was like a lot of backlash because like you can't even use him in the game.
And then they hint heavily at like, oh, okay, Kate's got like a secret past. And then Gears 5 came out and it was a little bit better because they tried to add a bit of like an open world element to it.
Okay.
Um, the story's forgettable. I honestly couldn't tell you what happened during it. I can't tell you if they gave us satisfying follow up to the Kate's origin stuff. If I think actually, I think they did. I think she said she's the daughter of the Locust Queen. I could be wrong. She's related to the Locust Queen in some way.
I remember having
Anyways,
a figure of her at one point from McFarlane Toys.
like I said, I was just trying to kill some time by
That's
mentioning a movie that may or may not ever come out. And
fair.
I think at this point, I think the window is closed to take advantage of like hype and popularity around the
Oh
game.
yeah, yeah.
They re-released Gears of War, the first one, for the second time. So they released Gears of War. Then a couple years later, when the hardware and technology had released, they released Gears of War Ultimate, and that came out on PC with better graphics and everything like that. And now they have, is it Gears of? I'm just gonna call it Gears of War Remastered.
Okay.
But the thing with this one is it's not Xbox exclusive. They launched it on PC and on PlayStation as well because they realized what we could make money from everywhere. Why just
Hmm.
limit our audience? Um, and I don't think that game was well received. As I heard, it had the same issues as the Windows Ultimate version from like a decade previous. Um, I actually got a copy of the game for free because I previously owned the Gears of War Ultimate Edition. So they're like, here's basically a free upgrade.
Hmm.
Uh, have not touched it. Don't really plan to. Claimed it because it's a free game, but probably not. And then they've got some other games coming out in the next year or two. And one is like a prequel to the first game, which who cares about? No, their timing is gone. They need to really step back, put more work into the franchise, or come up with a really good movie that will help revitalize interest in the franchise.
Fair. Fair. Well, Spoonie, thank you for taking the reins. I don't know why I just did that. No, we had some screaming kids outside, kind of caught us off guard. So
Okay.
let's get back to the list now. So number 7, I think now.
Yep.
Math is not math. If I could add the graphic, you'd have the equations meme, right? Okay, so number 7 for me. Um, but I will say, like, I agree on Gears. It would have been cool if they did that a long time ago, just like Bioshock. They've been trying to make a movie that for the longest time, and
Hmm.
maybe they should go TV route like they did with Fallout. I really enjoyed the first season of Fallout. I found it kind of tough to watch the second season of Fallout.
I only saw the first one, and I liked what I saw. I thought there's a lot of potential there.
It's not bad. I just find it's like the first one I binged it. I was like so invested. The second season, I don't find myself as invested as the first season, but it's still good though. Maybe eventually, because like they did that with Halo. Halo had 2 seasons, and apparently people did kind of like the Halo TV show, right? I've never seen it, so I've played Halo. I've never seen the show though.
The biggest complaint I heard about it was the fact that Master Chief takes his helmet off an awful lot.
Oh, okay.
Because I guess if you're gonna hire a specific actor, you want to see his performance, and that involves seeing facial expressions. But it's unlike the character. I don't know if you know much about the Halo, about how they make these Spartans.
Nope.
Okay, so they take children and they basically perform these like radical genetic therapy on them and all this other shit, and it turns them into these 7, 8 foot tall, pure muscle, and they're wearing that. That's why they're so tall. It's not the
Okay.
suit; it's because they're humans that have been
Oh
altered to
wow.
this
Okay.
state. to help fight against all this alien crap.
Huh. I've only played the games, and I like shooters. I like first person shooters. So I never really knew too much about the story. I was just like, I'm gonna shoot aliens.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, no, and
okay.
anyways, the whole thing is that, I mean, in some of the animated movies like Fall of Reach or whatever, you do see some of the other Spartans maybe take their helmet off briefly, but
Okay. Okay.
Master Chief never takes his helmet off. It's how the player can experience greater immersion
Hmm.
because you can picture yourself in that. Just like Spider-Man, why is Spider-Man really popular? Head to toe covered. You don't
Hmm.
know what it is. He could be a white guy, a black guy, a Native American guy under there.
Yeah.
You don't know. It could be anybody can project themselves in, just like Iron Man.
And
Anybody
that's
can
why
project themselves into those roles.
exactly. And I think that's why also Carl Urban was great in the role of Nipsey Hussle defaulting to comic books.
Dread.
Guys, we will do another comic book video later on. Dread, exactly. Because Carl Urban, his expressions with
Hmm.
just his mouth and the chin was. But Carl Urban knew too. He was like, no, Dread never takes his helmet off. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know why they did that with Stallone, but. And I think he was the perfect choice as Dread, right? To be honest with you.
Hmm.
All right, let's get back to it. So, number 7 for me. I was surprised. I was really surprised by this movie. Sonic the Hedgehog, the first one. The first Sonic movie. The second one was okay. I love that they brought in Knuckles. The
Hmm.
third movie was really good too, with Shadow the Hedgehog, Keanu Reeves doing the voice of Shadow. But the reason why I put number 1, the first movie, instead of putting all 3 of them, is because this is the first time in a long time that I went to go see a video game movie in theaters that I thought was, wow, this actually did something different. This actually adapted the source material. And although there are humans characters in the movie, it doesn't take away from it's still Sonic versus Robotnik. And honestly, I loved Jim Carrey as Robotnik.
Hmm.
They
And
knew
it
that
only
that
got better as the movies went
Mhm.
on. Jim Carrey's role.
Yes, and it's also one of those things where the studio listened to the fans. When we first saw those initial images of Sonic, what we now call Derpy Sonic, and then the final product looking like this,
Can I tell
yeah.
you my theory? And I
Mhm.
suspected this since the first trailer came out
Yeah, go ahead.
with the derp. Uh they never planned on releasing that movie. This is always
Um,
what they were going to do, and it was rage baiting way to promote the film. Seriously,
that
what better way
that
to get
makes
people
sense though.
talking about it than outrage? God, what are they do? They're killing our favorite character. Oh, what are they doing? And yes, it looked horrible. I don't know if it's real. Maybe there is a cut out there with those older visual style. Like apparently there's a cut of the movie Cats, the Butthole edition. You heard about that, right? The
No,
Cats
yeah,
adaptation with Taylor Swift.
yeah, I know what that is. Yeah.
Apparently, when they first animated it, to make them more look like cats, they put in buttholes.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And at some point, somebody realized, "What the hell are we doing?" Now, I don't know if that's true
Mm.
or not, or just like a
Yeah.
something. But hey, Snyder Cut was real. The Snyder
Yeah.
uh, Justice League was real. So don't tell me you're telling me they completely got rid of that Batgirl movie that was like 80% done filming.
Yeah, right?
They just burnt the footage and deleted it and
No.
smashed the hard drive. It's on some
No.
dead server somewhere. And
Probably.
honestly, just animate the rest of it or some crap.
Yeah, yeah, they
They
can just
invested so much into it. Just put it out.
everyone's using AI. Not that I condone that, but just AI the rest of the movie, I guess, right? They
Well, I don't
can.
mind big studios using AI. It's like smaller YouTubers or game companies.
Yeah.
I feel like if they're going to use it, they should just I think they should disclose it no matter
Oh
what,
yeah.
whether it's a film or anything. But
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog number 7. I thought it was a refreshing movie.
that
What's
one is also on my list, but higher up.
okay? Then we will come back to it later. No worries. What is your number 7, Spoonie?
It is, and I'm not really into the game, so it's kind of weird. The first Five Nights at Freddy's.
Really?
Yeah.
I still haven't seen any of those movies.
Okay, so first of all, Matthew Lillard is in it. It's
Okay.
probably his first non-Shaggy role in I don't know how many decades, because that guy's been living off Scooby Doo for probably like 20 years now, right?
Something like that.
I mean, he is Shaggy. Like after Casey Kasem, he is
Yeah,
Shaggy.
yeah.
So I don't begrudge him that. He's one of the things I loved about the first two live action Scooby Doo movies. Um, Now the games themselves, I don't like. I've only played the first two. I didn't like the gameplay loop. Um, but I started to learn about the franchise, and there is crazy amount of lore
There
behind this
is.
game,
There
like
is. I've
insane.
Yeah, I've never played any game. I've never read any book. Never seen any of the movies. But I know all about Five Nights at Freddy's. Thank you, Matt Pat. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, Matt
Yeah,
Pat.
yeah.
Like that's just a theory, man.
Hmm.
I kind of miss Matt Pat doing that. You know what? I haven't watched game theory, movie theory, any of those things since Matt Pat left. It's not the same without him.
Yeah, for sure. There's a guy who did. He calls it a short introduction to Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's like an 8.5 hour video. But he covers like everything up until whatever was the most recent when he published the video. The channel's name is Gibby, Gibi, and it stands for something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what, but
Short introduction
yeah,
to 3 hours.
like that and like Matt Pat stuff. It's just I find the game like it's surprisingly dark.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It is surprisingly dark, and the movie kind of captures some of that. That makes you
Okay.
think like, okay, there's this thing, but then at the same time, there's this other kind of dark secret that's happening in the background or whatever.
I'm just glad you didn't put the Banana Splits movie or Willy's Wonderland on here because we all know that those two movies, like Banana Splits movie, despite adapting that old Hanna-Barbera cartoon, in itself was a knockoff of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah,
And same thing for Willy's Wonderland with Nicolas Cage. That was a blatant, although people liked it, it was a blatant ripoff of FNAF. So.
I like. Did you see that one, Willy's
No,
Wonderland?
I haven't seen it.
It's funny. The guy like he just really hates these machines, and he'll like start smashing them up, and his clock will go off, and it's like, well, it's break time, time to take my 15. So he goes, has a smoke, has a can of Pepsi, goes back out there, starts destroying more robots, and I think he's just called the janitor, and he doesn't
Okay.
have like a single word of dialogue in the movie. He's just like emoting and smashing robots.
Oh, so then it might be a Nicolas Cage movie I could probably stand to watch then.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you understand that it's just Nicolas Cage fighting killer animatronics.
Look, Spoonie, I'm trying to get myself in the mindset to watch Spider Noir because I think we've had this conversation before that I very much do not like Nicolas Cage.
I would avoid it. I watched
Oh
the
yeah.
first one in color because
Okay.
you can watch
Yeah.
it in color and black and white, and apparently you can swap between the two on the fly.
Oh,
I
okay.
watched it in color, and
Not good.
do you remember that that show Agent Carter with
Yes.
Peggy Carter? It was the
Mm-hmm.
Captain America spinoff set in the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
That did a better job of recreating the feel of like the 40s. I don't know when Spider-Man Noir is supposed to be the 20s or 30s or whatever,
Something like
but
that, yeah.
it's too like the digital sets are too obvious, lots of like green screen and stuff like that. I don't know if Disney is
Okay.
still doing this, but for a number of
No,
years
it's Sony.
Oh, did Sony do that? But it's on
Mm-hmm. It's on
oh, it's not
Prime.
on Disney Plus.
No, it's on Prime.
Yeah, I guess that's where I watched it.
Spoonie's like, oh, that makes so much more sense now.
No, I just well, with the Marvel stuff in general, at least I know the stuff Disney does. There was
Mhm.
I don't know if it's rumor or whatever, it came out that Disney goes with the lowest bidder for visual effects.
Oh wow.
Like a bunch of visual studios will bid for, hey, we want to do the effects works on the next Ant-Man movie. The guy's like, we can do it in 6 months for $500. And the other guy's like, we can do it in 5.5 months for 250. Disney's like, we save so much money, let's go with that. And that's why some of their movies, Black Panther, that last sequence at the end where he's falling with Killmonger and
Yeah.
It looks bad.
And that's the thing. Like,
It's
I
the whole
loved.
movie's great
Oh
until that
yeah,
letdown effect sequence.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And even Vanessa, who was so vocal on, do you understand what Black Panther means as a whole? But even she was like, yeah, they kind of dropped the ball on that scene. Yeah, that was. But see, that's my problem with these. Okay, this is a rant for another day. But this is a problem for these big multi-billion-dollar companies. I work currently. I'm employed by a massive multi-billion-dollar company, and it's insane how much they cut costs, man. How much they're like, how much can we cut so that we can save money? Like, it's ridiculous. And like, I kind of am happy with the place I work at, kind of not at the same time. Like, I'm not going to talk about who I work for, but it's like, I'm like questioning some of the things that they do, man. Like, you're this massive company and everybody knows you. Especially everybody in Canada knows who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you cutting costs, man? Like, you have the means for it. So
Now, to be fair, I don't think anybody anticipated what kind of cultural event the first Black Panther movie would be.
oh yeah, oh yeah,
I
my
mean,
gosh.
first of all, it's a really good movie. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably the best movie that they did since the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
Agreed.
I
Agreed.
don't really remember what came out in between. I think the Avengers movie in between was Age of Ultron. Eh,
Black Panther, was that 2018?
I
Oh yeah, because
think so.
Infinity War came out after Black Panther. So yeah, I
Yeah, and
think
he
you're
was
right.
in
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Oh no, you know
Yes.
what? Civil War was pretty good though. Civil War, where they
Oh,
introduced Black
The
Panther.
second Captain America movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was really good.
with Robert Redford, and okay, I like that one a
Mhm.
lot.
Where they brought in
That
Spider-Man as
elevator
well.
scene, which has now been stolen and reused in
Oh
countless
yeah, yeah,
other
yeah,
action
yeah.
films.
Okay, wait, you're thinking about the Winter Soldier? Yes, agreed. That was a really good movie too. Like after Guardians of the Galaxy, because
Oh,
actually I think that came out.
yeah, no, I forgot they did call it Civil War, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. But no, but you're still right though. Winter Soldier, which came out I think the same year as Guardians of the Galaxy. See,
Hmm.
that was a solid year for Marvel. And then Captain America: Civil War was really good. That's where they introduced Black Panther and brought in
Yeah, yes,
Spider-Man.
yes, yes.
And then the next good movie after that, I agree with you, was Black Panther before Infinity War. So yeah, man. So, how do we always get onto the topic of comic books, man? We should make another comic book. Well, we still have those character lists, say that we made that we still have
Hmm.
to go over. So maybe it's
We
another one we can
we
do.
could talk about stuff we'd like to see turned into a movie.
That too. Maybe we can do that next episode. Like we got a whole summer of what kind of stuff we can do.
I've long wanted to see. He was actually in Superman 2025, the DC character Metamorpho,
Oh right,
the
yeah.
Element Man.
Mm-hmm.
He's a character. He kind of looks monstrous. He
Mm-hmm.
can transform into any element in the human body.
You know who I always want to see?
He can
Etrigan.
turn himself into like a solid state, liquid
Mm-hmm.
state, gaseous state. I want to see something like that directed by Guillermo del Toro. I want to see it
Okay.
envisioned as like a nightmare. But have you seen
Yeah.
the Clayface trailer?
Yeah, I did. Oh yeah. I sent it to you, I think, right? Remember I was like, hey, this is out now, man.
Well, I'd already seen it before
Oh,
you
okay,
sent
yeah.
it, but yeah.
Oh.
I guess that's getting close to sort of what I envisioned. I want like a story about this guy who loses his humanity. He's
Mm-hmm.
literally turning into this monster, right? And the
Mm-hmm.
struggle psychologically with that. But the Clayface movie is going to be more interesting because they're going with the version of the character that was an actor. He
Yeah.
was an actor who
Yeah,
was
yeah.
disfigured and his vanity, and he wants to
Matt
keep working.
Matt Kagan, I think his name was, right?
I think it was Basil Carlo,
Basil
but I don't
Carl.
know
Okay, yeah.
because there've been like 3
Or
Clayfaces.
maybe yeah, maybe Kagan is another one that I'm thinking of. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
It's probably going to be an amalgamation of all the different versions, but
probably. But if you're talking about like a DC character, I'd love to see a movie of, and there's no reason why you can't make this part epic medieval fantasy and part horror. Would be the Demon Etrigan.
yeah.
Imagine how cool, like how epic that movie could be with Morgan
Hmm.
Le Fay and all those medieval characters that you've come to know. That could be something really cool.
And the thing
Um,
is that I'm pretty sure the character is like Batman adjacent, no?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. You
Like
can always.
I think the demon was in the Batman the animated series,
Mhm.
but I think he was in the New Adventures of Batman and Robin, like
Yeah,
the with the like season
yeah.
3 and 4 or whatever.
Yeah, he's been in a few of
Um,
them.
because I think the character of Jason Blood, who is the person that's bonded to
Mhm.
the demon, I think he appeared first in like a Detective Comics or something. I could be wrong, but I believe the character does have some strong. Out of all the sort of rest of the DC characters, he has strong ties to Batman.
Yeah, and also I think Constantine as well.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a moment. I gotta go check on the wife, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do you want to set up the be right back, or you want to talk to them?
I'll just keep going.
Okay.
Okay, so my next one is I'll just jump ahead of him and I'll recap it for him when he gets back. But it's called The Mortuary Assistant. And okay, I haven't played the game. It's on Steam. I don't know if it's on Xbox or PlayStation. It might be on the Nintendo store because that's just my understanding, loaded with everything. A lot of it garbage. The Mortuary Assistant, again, I haven't played the game. I can't tell you if there's a storyline or if it's just kind of like a workplace simulator type thing. But the idea is, as it says, you're an assistant to a mortician and you work in the basement. And these bodies come in. Now, some of them are possessed. So what you have to do is you have to like basically your medical examining, you're looking the body, checking for marks, checking for weird tattoos or symbols and stuff. If you can identify, first of all, the body is possessed, you have to research on how to deal with that specific possession to contain it, and then you throw it in the incinerator to destroy it. If the body is not infested, I think you just take it outside and bury it. So I don't know if the game has a plot or if it's just like day one, you do all this stuff and then it ends. And then day two, you do the same stuff. Or maybe it's just one long continuous sequence. Um, but I have heard that there are times where, okay, you know something is haunting, but the morgue has like 6 bodies in it. So you have to really work quickly to examine each one to figure out what this thing is before it starts to manifest and kill you. Um, I know that some companies get really litigious when it comes to using especially movie trailers. I find aside from Nintendo, video game trailers are a lot safer, video game stuff in general. Nintendo is insane. I think it was back in 2013. They were like striking down and copyright claiming like every single YouTube channel or video that featured a Let's Play Nintendo game because they said that we own that game, we own all that footage. Uh, I think they did end up taking some guy to court, some American guy to court, and I think he's still in debt trying to pay them off, which is insane. But they like Walmart apparently, Nintendo will prosecute to the fullest extent that they're able. So anyways, Mortuary Assistant. Let me see if I can screen share or if I have to get his permission. Screen share.
All right, I'm back. What are you showing them now?
Oh, I was gonna try to screen share because entire screen. How do I do this?
Normally, it's just the present
Okay,
invite button at the bottom.
share. Everyone can see and hear me.
Mm-hmm.
What if I go to here? Can that be seen?
Is that what you're sharing? I clicked on add to stage. Is that what you're trying to share?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, I can see in the little thumbnail it's there. Okay, so what I was saying, and this movie's on Shudder. I definitely recommend that you check it out if you can. It's called The Mortuary Assistant. It's actually very new. Came out in 2026. I think back in March. Anyways, like Boomer, I was already telling the audience. I'll just run it through for you. It's a sort of light work simulator type thing. You play as a assistant to a mortician. You work in the basement. What happens? These dead bodies come in, and you have to examine them. Now, some of them are being possessed by like demons and stuff like that. So you have to examine each bodies to look for like markings or
Hmm.
like demonic scratches and stuff like that. and then you have to identify what kind of demon or spirit is inhabiting the body so that you can seal it in there, and then you throw it in the incinerator to destroy it. Otherwise, if the bodies are not possessed, you just like take them into the back and give them a normal burial. And there'll be times where you've got like several of them coming at you at once, or I mean, there's several bodies and you're trying to figure out what's what. So, yeah, I'm moving around here too much. Okay, what I was saying is, movie studio companies seem to be especially litigious when it comes to using their trailers and stuff like that. Video game companies less so, because they kind of, especially smaller companies, the smaller games, they want to promote their stuff. They want you to know about it. So I will try to share the trailer from the game and understand the movie is very similar. But like I said, I haven't played the game. I don't know if it has a story.
Looks like old school, like PlayStation 2 graphics.
Well, they're indie games, right? There's
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And then my apologies after this. We'll get right back to the list because we still have our
Oh,
video
this is
games to
on
cover.
this is on the list. They made
Oh,
a
okay.
movie
This is
based off this.
okay. So this is one of your on your list then.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Whoa. So is this your number 6, basically?
Or 7 or whatever one.
Oh,
yeah.
you're number 7. Okay, okay, cool. Okay. And this is the trailer for the game, right?
Yeah.
That looks insane.
I watched the movie earlier this week, and
Okay.
it starts off, I was like, I thought it was kind of boring for the first couple minutes, and then
Slow
I don't.
burn.
Oh, yeah, they got another trailer.
Yep.
I thought it was kind of boring at first, and then it just really kicks into high gear. Like it ratchets up to 11.
Sometimes some of those horror movies that are slow burn and then get to it, sometimes they're worth it. Sometimes there's those slow burn horror movies and you're like, man, that's just way too slow burn for me. This looks interesting though. Don't spoil anything, but this looks like it's something that is this whole mortuary, like, is it paranormal, or is it something that's inside the assistant's
No,
head?
it is. It's a
Okay.
paranormal thing.
Okay. I was thinking maybe it was like a Jacob's Ladder type scenario.
No, it's
Cool.
yeah. So I was saying the movie is on Shudder.
Okay.
Came out March of this year, so it's still
Okay.
very, very new. But honestly, I was so impressed by it, I threw
Yeah.
it on the list.
Okay. I definitely have to give that a look then. Okay, so number 6. We're almost in our top 5. Number
Well,
6 for me. Oh,
did
sorry,
you
go ahead.
do? Oh yeah, that was number 6. I went first because you were off. So what's your number 6?
So my number 6 is Dante's Inferno.
Okay, we sort of touched on that earlier.
Exactly.
I'm glad I don't have to explain it too much because you already know about it.
That's it. So we did talk about that earlier. That's why I said you might see that. You might be surprised. But yeah, basically based off the poem. It's also based off a hack slash game. It's really fun. So that's number 6. You want to take back and go to number 5 since
Sure.
we'll go number 1 last for you. Okay, cool. So number 5. Number 5 for me. Give me a second here. This is Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Now, not the original one that they released. I'm talking about the complete edition. They basically did their basically like the director of the movie went back in, recut and re-edited the movie, and they re-released it on Blu-ray, I think 2 or 3 years after the initial movie, because the original version is boring. It's not that good. There's a lot of stuff that's missed and cut out from the movie. But the complete edition, which is like I think a little over 2 hours long, which I own on Blu-ray, it takes time to draw out the story, and you don't get lost along the way. And it also serves kind of as a sequel to Final Fantasy VII. If you've played Final Fantasy VII and you know how it plays out, it's kind of a sequel to that. And I thought, for the time that this movie was made, like 2006 or 2007, the visuals and the 3D effects were really nicely done for this movie.
Oh, and so much better than Final Fantasy: The Spirits
Oh,
Within.
miles better than that. Hell yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
I remember when the movie was in pre-production and they were showing all the early work, and it's like, wow, look at the texture on the skin, and this
Mm-hmm.
looks so good, but the storyline just
Fell
stunk. I
flat.
thought it was
Yeah.
boring and
Yeah, I agree with you.
predictable.
And unfortunately, that's the problem with Advent Children is that the original version, it was boring, it stunk, it was kind of predictable. But at least with the complete edition, they add so much more in there that you're like, oh, well, it actually makes a little more sense now.
This is the one where Cloud's driving up the side of a building on a motorcycle, right?
Yeah. But it's nonetheless though, it's a good movie though. It's a really good movie. And then at the end of the movie, the final showdown, you're like, I knew that was gonna happen, but it's still exciting when it happens, right? So
Yeah.
so that's my yeah, that's my number 5.
Okay. For my number 5 is it's a game and a movie called Until Dawn.
I still
Um,
haven't seen that movie.
okay. So the premise is these friends, they go to some remote cabin for, party, whatever reason. And as soon as they enter the cabin grounds, they become trapped in this time loop where I think like by midnight they all die, and then it resets. So they have to try to figure out like what's going on. How can we stop this? What's interesting, and I don't know if the game is like this, but what's interesting about the movie is every time a new time loop starts, it sort of takes on a different type of horror genre. Like it starts off as a slasher, and then time
Yes.
restarts, and then it turns more into like a paranormal thing, and then time restarts, and it turns into more of like a Saw or Hostel type, like over the top
Okay.
violence. And so I like that it kind of mashed all these different sort of genres into one.
I think the video game, it starts off, you think it's a slasher because like one of them is crazy, but then the ultimate thing is like I guess it's more laced in the paranormal with like not ghosts or anything like that, but like paranormal kind of creatures. I think that's what the ultimate end is, and ultimate and Until Dawn. It's been a long time since I played. I remember being a phenomenal game. Um, but you're so the movie. It's basically tying a whole bunch of genres into one for this.
Yeah. Also, the movie is directed by David F. Sandberg.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Shazam and Lights Out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Lights Out also. Yeah.
Lights
Okay.
Out is it was a short film he actually made for YouTube, and he got approached by a studio and said, "Hey, we want to turn this into a big feature film." And he said he realized that it's not exactly the most unique premise, and that if he didn't make this movie, somebody else would. So that's why he did it. I
Okay.
like that movie, but I love the first Shazam movie. It's just a fun movie. It's
Yeah, it is.
realistic. If a kid got superpowers, what would he do? Become viral on social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like it felt like a fun movie. Anyways,
Yeah.
again, knowing that movie studios tend to be especially eager to share, or sorry, eager to go after people. I will show the trailer. Sorry, it's always weird
Mm-hmm.
setting this up. Yeah, it is. It is a PlayStation developed title,
Yeah.
but it is available on PC as well. So this is the game trailer.
Oh, this is the game for the trailer for Until
The
Dawn.
game.
Yeah, I think it's what like maybe 10. Is it 10 or like 11 years old now at this point?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
get that, yeah,
They
exactly.
they
Hayden
remastered it
Panettiere.
recently.
Yeah, they took actors though, like actual known actors, and they made them into the characters, which was really neat. Like what's his
Yeah.
name from Mr. Robot, who also played Freddie Mercury.
Well,
He's
I'm
in the
pretty
game
sure
too.
that's Hayden Panettiere.
I think so. Yeah, from Heroes.
Oh,
Yeah,
Rami
there he is.
Malek.
Yeah. And And I think Peter Stormare too, or Stormare, however you want to pronounce his
He's
last
kind
name.
of the narrator slash villain of this game, and he actually
Hmm.
reprises the role in the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty awesome then. Yeah, Until Dawn is it's I kind of can't even call it a game. I gotta say, like Until Dawn is an experience. Like, to be honest with you. Mm, yeah, it's a fun game. That came out like on the PS. Did it come out on the PS3 or the PS4?
I think it came out on PS4 and then they
Okay,
remastered it, but I may have gotten that backwards. Maybe it was PS3 and
that's fair.
well, no, because
Okay.
PS4 came out in like 2015, so it probably was
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
you're right. Yeah, you're right. Probably was there.
I
Yeah.
honestly only remember that because of South Park, the console wars,
Yes.
the
Yes.
first appearance of Princess Kenny.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, diving into number four. I don't think this should be a surprise to you that this guy's on my list.
No, now I have not seen this movie at all. I'm aware of its existence, but I haven't seen it. So
A lot of people
can
hate this
you?
movie.
Oh, he wrote and part directed it. That's cool.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. So okay, it's not just basically, oh, let's follow the angry video game nerd as he reviews shitty games for this movie. No, they make a whole epic movie, a whole epic adventure on trying to find out if the ET game by Atari is actually in the landfill.
Oh my god, that's
There's
such a
government,
great premise.
and then he's got government agents trying to stop him, and there's like secrets to what if ET was real, and that's why they made the game.
That actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check out where I can watch this.
Oh, I think you could watch it on anything. I think they said they have it on Tubi even or something like
Oh,
that. So yeah, yeah, yeah,
wonderful.
yeah. It's not your like standard video game movie, but it's basically because it has to do with ET the video game, right? And plus, angry video game nerd. So that for me, that's good enough to
But
warrant.
it also came out a time when YouTuber movies were just kind of self-indulgent vanity projects that
Oh
usually were
yeah,
not good.
yeah.
So, I mean, as much as James Rolfe is a funny guy, maybe like a 90-minute movie featuring him would not be necessarily the most entertaining thing. But
No,
you say it's very good, so now I'm
it's
gonna have to check
funny.
it out.
Plus, you also have I don't know if you ever watched the Bernie Mac show, but his partner in the movie is one of Bernie Mac's nephew from the Bernie Mac show. So that's pretty cool.
It's been a while. I missed
Yeah,
that show.
yeah. Internet Archive has it all, man. I
Oh,
saw it the other day. Yep.
very cool.
So that's my number four. What's your number four, Spoonie?
Sorry, just gotta check the list. Number 4 is Sonic the Hedgehog, the one that you
Oh,
put
okay,
on, the same one, the
okay.
first one. Again, like I'm a big fan of like family movies, not movies for kids, but movies that kind of all ages can enjoy, where
Mhm.
there is maybe a couple little quick jokes here and there that only adults will pick up or understand. Um, but I never felt bored during this movie. I didn't think it was overly cheesy or sappy. Now, in terms of representing the video game, the second one did it much better,
Fair enough.
bringing in
Fair enough.
Tails,
Yeah.
bringing in
Yeah.
Knuckles, actually showing more of the. But I like this one because you couldn't have those other ones without this. And
No,
seeing,
exactly.
yeah. So I mean, you put the movie up earlier. You agree it's good. I just
Yeah.
I was talking to you earlier. Honestly, most of these movies could slide up and down. It depends
Right.
on the mood.
Right. Like right now, I'm looking at my number two and then my number three, and I'm switching them around right now on the spot. So
Yeah.
my number three is going to be something also another game that you've established before you don't like. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. I know,
No,
I
no,
know.
I don't. Okay, first of all, I like the Street Fighter Alpha series more.
Fair enough. Akuma's a great
Um,
villain.
but oh no, it's just the storyline I don't care about, really.
I just think it looks cool. Honestly, I thought the characters have always looked cool. The stages look cool. The fights are cool. As much as I am a massive Mortal Kombat fan, this is one thing I've never been able to do ever since my childhood. Still to this day, playing Mortal Kombat, I've never been able to do fatalities, and if I did, it was like by random chance. In this here, it's not that hard to do the special moves. You have like maybe a couple combo buttons to press, and you can do it, and it's easy. But I just thought Street Fighter was always just it looked cool, whereas Mortal Kombat was this is for the badass kids because we know you want that violence. Street Fighter was more for like the I guess like the hipster kids, right? This is cool. So that's why I just but this movie did a good job too, though, of even more so better than the '94 film. I think this actually came out around the same time. This did so much better adapting Street Fighter. And I think that even with that new movie coming out, don't go see that. If you want to watch a good Street Fighter movie, this is the best Street Fighter movie to watch, in my opinion.
Do you, and I know this is getting away from movies onto the actual game, but have you
Mhm.
ever seen that clip with a player called Daigo
No,
and how he survives against like chip damage? It's
no.
insane. You can look it up. I don't know the name of the other guy he was playing against, but Daigo, he was playing as I don't know, and the opponent was Chun Li.
Okay.
He had You couldn't even see how much health he had left. The bar looked like it was empty. Anything would have hit him. Chun Li rushes in with that like 1,000 kick thing,
Mm-hmm.
and the guy was able to perfect time parry every single time, so he did not even take a hit of chip damage from blocking. Like perfect parrying, followed
Wow.
up with an uppercut. Again, I don't remember who he was playing as,
Was
but
it Shoryuken? If it's a uppercut, maybe it's a Shoryuken. Maybe it could have been Ken or Ryu.
yeah, I don't like I said, I don't remember. I just remember that it was Chun Li. She's doing that lightning fast kick,
Yeah.
where she goes, the
Mm-hmm.
shadows are behind her, and
Mm-hmm.
he was able to perfect parry every single kick, and then end up following it up with some combo, and he won the match. And the entire room explodes when they see this
That's
because, like I said,
insane.
his health bar was so low you could not see.
Yeah.
It looked like it was empty, but there was like 0.5 health left on him, and anything, because even if you block, you take damage, so you have to
Yeah.
parry. And to do
Wow.
parry those multiple kicks, you're having to parry like 6 times in a row, perfect timing.
Hmm.
And it's just a really cool clip
Nice.
online.
Okay. Um. Okay. Man, I didn't realize time. It's almost 4:30.
I
Think we
know we
should
might just
go.
end up sticking with the movies and have to
Nah,
funnel the games.
we'll do the video games. I mean, we're here till 5:15 maximum. I mean, we'll go a little bit faster. But what is your number three, Spoonie?
Number 3 is the very first Hitman movie with
Okay.
Timothy Oliphant. Um,
Okay.
I liked the actor a lot at the time doing Deadwood, and then he started on Justified, which is a show I love. Um, I thought it was a cool movie. The Hitman games, I don't know if you're very familiar with them. I mean, essentially, you can just play it as you're this elite assassin. Every level you kill stuff. But the fact is, like the Hitman and all the imagery too, he's got a barcode on the back of his neck. So what
Yeah.
happens is they take these orphan kids, and from a young age, they raise them up to be. It's
Hmm.
it's like the Red Room that Black Widow
Oh
came
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah.
in the
That
Marvel
makes sense.
movies
Yeah.
and stuff. It's like they train them since they're children only to kill. They don't get names. They only have numbers. This is Agent 47.
Yeah.
And
Did they make a sequel too?
called Agent 47, but had a different guy. It had, I
Wasn't
don't
it
know the
bad?
name of. I I don't know. I didn't see it because I
Okay.
just wasn't interested. It has the guy who played the main villain in the first Deadpool movie. He's
Okay.
the
Okay.
main character.
Okay.
Um, no, and it was surprising. I thought it was surprisingly well done
Okay.
because like it could just be a generic action assassination movie, but they did weave in sort of the interesting elements from the game. The
Yeah.
fact that he's almost like a tragic figure with no past and no family and not even a name, and he's just like a tool, but then he wants more, you know.
Hmm.
And the
No, I
action
mean,
scenes were, and at the time, the action scenes were entertaining.
fair enough.
By today's standards, the movie might feel a little slow and
Mhm. I think I did see it, and I remember it not being too bad. Honestly, I didn't mind that movie. Nice. Okay. Okay. So hey, we are in our last two. Well, this should probably come as no surprise if I'm putting this at number two. Maybe you were waiting for this to appear.
I
Your
figured it'd be
soul is mine.
as long as the second one isn't rated above this, I think we're okay.
No, 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 no. I think it did a perfect job of adapting Mortal Kombat, except for maybe the whole Sub Zero and Scorpion, where they were under basically Shang Tsung's spell. That's the one thing I will say I didn't really like too much. But they did a fairly good job with this movie, and I think it's still stands to this day as one of the better movie adaptations. And I like this a lot better than the 2021 Mortal Kombat. 2021 Mortal Kombat, don't get me wrong, they got the character looks right. The story was not horrible, and they did the fatalities, which kind of was like, holy shit, okay. But I still feel like this Mortal Kombat here kind of understood the assignment just that much better. And it's also directed by the guy who did Resident Evil, right? So he's
Did did they did they also do a friendship in this one too, where Johnny Cage leaves the signed autograph photo, or is that in one of the other movies?
oh, this is he left the signed photo, yeah, after he fights Scorpion. Your biggest fan.
Yeah, that's the friendship moves they introduced in Mortal Kombat 2.
And I also like with Johnny Cage that okay, in the video games he does it like he does the splits, but he doesn't punch in the crotch. But I do appreciate the fact that he does the splits and he punches Goro in the crotch. It's such a fun movie. And by the way, my father texted me. He was like, "Hey, I pre-ordered you the new Arrow 4K set that's coming out with both Mortal Kombat and Annihilation for my
Nice.
birthday." So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So I can't wait to watch them again. To be honest with you, so that's my number two. If you tell me that's your number two, I'll put the graphic right back up.
No,
No.
something you had mentioned earlier. My number two
Okay.
is the first Resident Evil movie, which
Okay.
is by the same director of Mortal Kombat. So kind of a nice segue there.
I'll just throw it up. It's right
Yeah.
here. There you go.
It's a combination of. It's not it doesn't really adapt any of the games, but
No.
thematically it's pretty close. I thought the soundtrack was good. Like I said, that original music Marilyn Manson
Hmm.
made for the soundtrack, the creepy, atmospheric. I like that a lot. I see that music, people reuse it in YouTube videos and other stuff like that. It's just, and
Yeah.
at the time, it was probably the best one of the better adaptations, I'll say, of a video game movie.
I
Not
think the
that the other
guy.
ones were bad, but
Mhm.
I feel like this had appeal outside of a video game audience, whereas the other ones never really were able to find that foothold.
Yeah. Here's the
I
thing
mean,
too.
we
Paul.
have like 7 of these movies, but there were
Oh
only
yeah.
2, and I mean more now, Mortal Kombat films, only 1 Mario movie, only 1
Hmm.
Street Fighter movie, but like 7 Resident Evil movies.
But the thing too is that Paul W.S. Anderson, who did Mortal Kombat, who did Resident Evil. I mean, yes, I know he ended up marrying the actress. I forget her name, who plays Alice in Resident Evil.
Mila Jovovich or
Thank you.
Jovovich.
But he was also kind of like a hungry director who you could tell loves video games, and that's why he wanted to do Mortal Kombat. That's why he did Resident Evil. But then when he met her, it was just like his career just became Resident Evil, and any other movie he did on the side was with her as well. So it was like you can do other stuff too, man. You know, right?
Well, of course they went on to another Capcom game. They did Monster Hunter,
Oh gosh, yeah,
which I never
yeah, yeah,
saw.
yeah. No, I never saw that, but I heard it's really bad too.
But I mean, I love the movie Event Horizon, which I'm pretty
Okay,
sure is
yeah.
also Paul Anderson.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Um,
That seems like it's more like linked to your Dead Space kind of movie.
yeah, that's kind of what Dead Space is like thematically. It's kind of like a Lovecraft, outer space, science fiction horror type thing.
Okay. Nice. I kind of want to rewatch Resident Evil now. Like we're talking about it, and I was waiting for Resident Evil to come in here because I know you love Resident Evil. Um, so that brings me to my number one, and it's not anything it's not a video game that was adapted to a movie, but it is a video game movie, and you'll see why in just a couple of seconds.
Is it The Wizard? Oh,
Tron.
okay. Well, they made a game based off of the movie.
They did, yes, yeah. There was the arcade, and was there an arcade game? Yes, there was. There was also an Atari game, Commodore, all that shit.
And in the years since, there's been many kind of modern
Oh
interpretations.
yeah, yeah. I love Tron Legacy. I'm one of the few who really likes that movie. I still haven't seen Tron Ares. I gotta watch
Same.
it. But Tron to me, it's just look for a film that came out in 1982. I know when you look at it now, it's kind of like you were saying about Hitman. When you look at it now, the effects are like really laughable, and you're like, how could somebody have liked that movie? But I can understand, man. It was an achievement back in 1982. I absolutely love Tron. There's not very much merchandise of this. Besides now, I think there's also Super 7 who have put out reaction figures, but I don't support Super 7. Diamond Select put out action figures a couple of years ago of Flynn, Tron, and Sark. I bought them all. And I even just recently on Free Comic Book Day, it's around here somewhere, maybe it's with my daughter's books, I bought Tron, Little Golden Book. And it's really cool that they adapt the movie into a Little Golden Book. And I've been able to read that to my daughter. So full circle nerd moment made me very happy. I love Tron. I could talk Tron all day long with you. There's not very many people
Nice.
out there who are fans of Tron. And if you are a fan of
I
Tron,
think
let's talk.
I think there's a lot more. I think they're just
Yeah,
not very vocal.
fair
I
enough.
mean,
Fair enough.
they like you said, they just put out a more recent one, the Ares, which I've heard is not good.
Jared
But
Leto, man.
I will still probably see it at some point.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just not racing out to get a copy or whatever.
No, exactly. But yeah, and even one of my favorite groups of all time, Daft Punk. They've always said that this was their basically ground zero, their inspiration for what they are now. So thanks to Tron, we also have Daft Punk. Like, let's be honest there. So that is my number one favorite video game movie.
Okay. Well, for me, it's the original Silent Hill movie.
Okay.
Now, you and I were talking earlier that apparently there's a third Silent Hill movie that came out this year, in like
Yeah.
January of
Yeah.
2026. And the fact that I never knew that it was coming out, I thought it was still in pre-development. So that gives me an indication of how good the movie was, that it was able to completely come out and I just was not aware of it. I think I saw, because I saw on Wikipedia that the movie had come out already. I think it said like average rating of like 33 out of 100. So
That's not good, man. That's not good.
okay, so I love the first Silent Hill game. I played it on the original PlayStation. It was so creepy and scary at the time.
Mm-hmm.
With the fog and your radio's going and you can hear things and you can't see them. I understand now that was actually a good way to hide the limitations of the hardware. They didn't have a very far draw distance.
Makes sense, yeah.
So you would hide stuff further down that hasn't
Mm-hmm.
loaded in yet behind this fog. So you can't tell that, the world you're in isn't fully loaded and complete. Um, but it added so much. I thought the atmosphere of the movie was great. Like many movies,
Pyramid Head. Holy shit, man.
the third act was problematic.
Fair.
Um,
Fair.
I love the effect of when reality starts to flip over. You hear these air raid sirens,
Mm-hmm.
and then the
Mm-hmm.
world around you starts to like age and decay, and things are like
Yeah.
flaking off, and you're in this. Looks like it's from like Nightmare on Elm Street, the Freddy's
Mm-hmm.
world with like the hell with all the pipes
Yeah.
and the um
But they got the characters right too. Like Pyramid Head, I was just saying, right? Even the evil nurses, like they did them really well, I found in the movie.
yeah,
I
I
remember this
like
being one of those movies that creeped me out too when I first saw it. I was like, whoa, that was fucked up, man.
and it's one of the many people say Sean Bean dies in every movie. He does not die in this movie.
No, he doesn't. You're right.
He
You're
dies in
right.
the sequel pretty damn quickly,
Oh,
but
okay.
he
Okay.
survives this movie.
Isn't he supposed to be the character from Silent Hill?
I think so.
Okay. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity, but I get it. In this case here, it's more like a mother will do anything to find their child.
There's also certain, I don't know about tropes, but certain conventions about horror movies that when you kind of get them, you can't help but not notice them. Audiences don't want to watch a man scream in terror.
Yeah, that's fair. I get what you
It's
mean.
disturbing. It's these archaic views on masculinity. If somebody's going to be screaming in terror, it's got to be a woman. Uh it's more sympathetic. You hear it and you're like, "Oh my god, I'm worried for this girl." Whereas a guy
Mhm.
screaming, some people might think, "Oh, just fucking suck it up, pussy."
I think in 2026 though, I think it's safe to say we could have the man as the damsel in distress now. Let's be honest here.
The only movie I can think of from any recent time that did that was the first Hostel.
Yes, you're right.
Because the guy was the victim. In the other two
Yeah,
hostels, it was, well, the second one was women, the third one was guys again, but it was more of a, I don't want to give it away.
yeah. I've only
But
ever seen the first two Hostels. I never saw the third one.
typically though, horror movies, it's always women.
Yeah,
We're
that's
just
fair.
we as an audience, as a species, we tend to, I think, just be more sympathetic to women.
Fair.
And again, they I don't want to sound like some kind of psycho here, but they scream better.
Well, there's a reason why there's a whole thing called Scream Queens, right? Let's be
Yeah.
honest. All right, so that's our list of our favorite video game movies. We're gonna go a little faster with the video games. We're still gonna
And
do it. Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to point out, I don't know if you noticed, but like half the list was like horror movies for me.
I did
Silent
notice
Hill,
that.
Resident Evil, Until Dawn, Mortuary Assistant, Five Nights at Freddy's, Dead Space.
And the crazy thing is, I feel like I got more horror stuff on my video game list. That's the insane thing. But you know what though? I wasn't expecting anything less. I know you're more of a horror fan than I am. Like we both are big, but I was expecting to see some of those horror things on your list, man. Which I'm sure I'm expecting to see horror as well on your video game list. So
A
that
little bit, yeah.
okay. So that being said, there we go. All right, let's insert that coin. All right, so I am not going to talk about them. I'm just going to show up that list of the honorable mentions because I said there's 9 and there's too much to unpack. So, whoop, 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 whoop. That is not it. That is not it.
Looks like there's a lot of Mortal Kombat coming our way.
There is. Where on the list? You'll see. You'll have to
Well,
figure out
there's
later.
a
Okay.
ridiculous amount of games when you count all those spin-offs and
Yes.
wasn't there like Sub-Zero's Quest and yeah.
Mythologies. Oh yeah. So here is my. I'm just gonna mention all the names and then we can go right to you. So Soul Calibur 2, Dante's Inferno. It didn't make my list, but it's still a fun game. The original Pokemon for Game Boy. That was a fun game.
Well, which color?
Oh,
Red, blue, or
okay,
yellow?
red, because I'm a Charizard fan.
I got red as well.
Yeah. GoldenEye 64. I spent hours playing that as a kid. Crash Bandicoot. A more recent one though, at AVGN 1 and 2 Deluxe. It's fun. It's so fun. I know it's not on the main list, but still, Final Fantasy 7, NBA Jam,
Hmm.
and Resident Evil. I'm talking about the whole entire franchise, basically. So that's my honorable mentions.
I always played NBA Jam. I entered the code so you can play as the Clintons. You can play as Bill and Hillary and all the mascots and stuff.
Oh,
So you put Resident Evil. Is there maybe not a game, maybe a specific character you like, or
Leon.
I think he's most people's favorite.
Yeah. I think did I text you a couple of weeks ago, like when I first started like embarking on the whole supernatural journey. I was like, that was a missed opportunity to not have Jensen, however you pronounce the name, Jekin
I think it's
Ackles,
Jensen. Yeah.
play Leon S. Kennedy. I thought he would have been a perfect. He kind of looks like the guy, man,
Yeah,
especially
at
with the
this
hair
point
as
though,
Soldier Boy.
he's too old now,
Oh
but
yeah. Well, there's a lot of people lobbying for him to play Batman, but it's like, guy's almost 50. Do you really think he should play Batman right now?
who did I hear? I forget. There's somebody people were suggesting for Batman. It was pretty good. Did you see the Lanterns trailer?
No, not yet. Not yet.
You need to check that out.
Okay.
We were
Okay.
talking about this before. They're doing a TV show, Green Lantern show. It's just called Lanterns, and it's set on Earth, and it's like a almost like True Detective. They
Yeah,
want
yeah.
like a gritty detective show. It
Which
looks
makes
like
sense.
it's a sort of aged, a veteran Hal Jordan, and he's come to Earth to train John Stewart,
Johnson, yeah.
like as a possible replacement. And so he's got to like take him through the ropes. Like we don't just fight aliens and shit. We are a police force.
Hmm.
So
And
we
for
got
those
to
of you
stop.
who don't know who Jon Stewart is, we're not talking about the Daily Show host.
No, one of the I think 9 Earth-based Green Lanterns they have now. Um, but he was the second one they
Yeah.
introduced, I believe. The one they used in the Justice League and
Yes.
Justice League Unlimited
Mhm.
shows, voiced by is it Phil Lamar
Yeah, Phil
from Matt
LaMarr did his
TV?
voice. Yep.
So great character. Each of the what I appreciated, each of the Green Lanterns had their own kind of feel to them. Hal Jordan was like a fighter pilot, so his energy things were usually just like big missiles and that kind of stuff. Kyle Rayner was an artist,
Yeah.
so his constructs were more like manga robots and stuff
Mhm.
because he had a vivid imagination. John Stewart, though, former military, become an engineer. So his
Mhm.
constructs are so detailed because he knows how these things work
Yeah.
inside. It's
Yeah, he's
not
a
just like a box that's magically powered. Like his will has recreated the whole like engine inside.
For those of
So
you who want to watch a good Green Lantern movie, especially with Jon Stewart, the one that came out a couple years ago,
Emerald Knights or
not Emerald Knights, Beware My Light, I think it's called.
oh yeah.
That's a very good
As
one.
part of that Tomorrowverse or whatever they're
Yes,
calling it.
exactly. Where they actually do bring in Hal Jordan and then that whole twist. Anyways. All right, Spoony, do you have any honorable mentions for the video games, or do you just have a core list?
Just a core list,
Okay,
and like I said, even stuff on the list could be an honorable mention depending on
fair.
what mood I might be in. Maybe I'm on a kick and I just want to play fighting games or something. Or
Makes complete sense. Okay, so I have three of them on my list are ties. So the first one on my list is not a tie, but like I said, we'll go a little quicker. So the first one, number 12 on my list, is Rampage. Such
great
a
game.
it's just so fun to be these giant monsters and destroy buildings and just collect as many points as you can by destroying buildings. And yes, I saw the movie with Dwayne Johnson. It fucking sucks. It's a horrible film.
Yeah,
But this
I
movie,
actually forgot that existed until you just mentioned
right?
it.
I remembered it existed when I was trying to find the photo for this. I was like, no, I don't want that stupid Rampage movie. This is a phenomenal game. Underrated, underrated game, but still phenomenal.
I
So
know
that's my number 12.
there were sequels and
Yeah,
updates and stuff, but for me,
Rampage World Tour is probably the best sequel to Rampage. To be honest with you, the one that came out for the GameCube and PlayStation 2.
oh, I thought that was the one on Super Nintendo.
No, no, no. That was
That's probably just called Super Rampage.
I think so. Yeah, they were doing Super and they were doing 64 for a lot of things. So, yeah, that's my number 12, Spoonie.
Okay, so for number 12 for me, I put it's an old school PC point and click adventure. Sam
Okay.
and Max Hit the Road.
Oh yeah.
First of all, I love the Sam and Max comics. I started reading them at a time where it probably shouldn't have been. I was already reading Milk and Cheese by that point, though, so Sam and Max was tame in comparison. But I mean, these guys got an animated cartoon on Fox Kids.
They did, man. They did. And it was LucasArts, man, who did it too, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
back
I
when they
figured
were
I'd show them.
LucasArts. It's a bizarre game full of like non
Yeah.
sequiturs and just the sense of humor around this franchise is pretty unique. And I don't know. I love the game.
try explaining to my wife when I watched the Christmas episode of Sam and Max this past holiday season, when she was like, "This is chaotic and weird." I'm like, "It's all like that." She's like, "But why do you like it?" Oh, it's fun. Good choice, man. Good choice for number 12. Okay, so here is where the first of three ties come in for me, and I'm like, I did not know what to do here. So I'm going to throw up for number 11 the obligatory. I spent so many hours playing this game, Super Mario Bros. 3. Look, there's not much that I can say about Super Mario Bros. 3. Super Mario Bros. 1 is fun. Super Mario Bros. 2 is fun also. Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World is amazing too, but this is the one that I spend, even now as an adult, I find myself continuously going back to Super Mario Bros. 3 because it's just so fun. And Tanuki Mario is one of my favorites.
Yeah. I also love the one where you ride around in the boot. I always loved riding in the boot. It's in, like, I think the 7th world or something.
Oh, yeah.
It's
and then
like a green boot with like a wind-up key, and you can go over the plants to try to.
Yeah. And tied with that, because I didn't know what to do. If it's there, we go. The original Castlevania.
Ooh,
Simon Belmont.
I kind of prefer the second one a little bit more.
Really?
But it's tough because they're all very good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the thing too. I was like, oh my god, do I go Super Castlevania 4? Do I go, Symphony of the Night? But at the end of the day, we wouldn't know without this initial Castlevania game.
I think most people probably go Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
There is the one, I don't know if they released it. They did release it here in one of those compilations. I have no idea what they call it. It's Castlevania Rondo of Blood.
Yes, for Sega.
Which is actually kind of the precursor to Symphony of the Night.
Exactly.
The beginning of Symphony of the Night with Richter Belmont is kind of the end of Rondo of Blood.
Yeah, exactly. So you do have to play that game kind of to understand.
But it didn't come to America for like 25 years. So.
Yep. And I think you can get it on, like, I have the Anniversary Collection. There's 2 Anniversary Collections. The second one has like all the Game Boy Advance games. And
I've got that one, the Advanced. Okay. Yeah.
I didn't buy that one because I've never played them. I have the first Anniversary Collection. Same thing for like the Contra Anniversary Collection. Contra's it's not on my list, unfortunately, but Contra's still a fun game. Metroid's not on my list either, but I feel like Castlevania did enough justice that you can understand that if I like Castlevania, I also like Metroid, right?
Well, there's a reason they called the genre Metroidvania.
Exactly. Yeah. All right, Spoonie, do you have a tie for 11 like me? Because I got lazy and I didn't know what to do.
No, for number 11, it's a game called Soma.
Soma, okay. I don't think I've ever heard of that game. Let me try to find it.
I think... Okay, there are enemies in the game, but there's a mode that you can turn them off. So they're still in the game, but they just kind of stand in place. They don't really pursue you or anything.
Okay. Is this a survival horror game?
Yeah, some people say it actually plays better without the robots because then you're just fully doing the story. The reason I put it on the list is because there are some... The ending is kind of effed up. And it raises a lot of questions on like the individual and consciousness and stuff like this.
I need to check this out. So it's survival horror, but with robots.
Yeah, it's this kind of... I don't know. I think the basic storyline is it's like in the future and you're one of the last humans alive. And
okay.
I don't know. Maybe I should do a... no voiceover playthrough and then upload it on the channel or something.
Yes. See, here's another, like, okay, I love survival horror, but sometimes it gets a little too intense for me that I can't play that fully. So there's no survival horror on my list, but I was debating putting it on my list or not, which I eventually decided not to. Alien Isolation is such a phenomenal, but for me, it's like it gets too tense for me sometimes, survival horror games. There is a survival horror game on my list, but that's because I'm like, for some reason, I'm a sucker for pain and I'm a sucker for those games. But I would like to see that. If you did a gameplay of this, I would I'm sure people will definitely watch that, man.
Okay.
100%.
Well,
What?
if you're playing Alien Isolation, make sure you have your microphone turned off,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
right? Because you know about the audio cues
Hmm.
for people who aren't familiar. And this game is like
Hmm.
came out in like 2011 or something, and it's
It's pretty
still
old by this point. Yeah,
probably the best Alien game.
better than
Um,
Colonial Marines. Sorry.
is you have the option to have your microphone connect to the game so that people in the game can hear the noise you're making. What do they call it? Proximity chat.
Yeah,
So if you're like freaking out and you're like, oh my God, the aliens and the characters in the game will hear you and they'll know where
yeah.
you are and they'll head towards you.
But that's what I mean. That adds the intensity of like it's modern. So I haven't played Soma, so I didn't know about that. But yeah. Anyways, all right. Number 10 is the second of three ties. Okay. This is my superhero. Is it? No, there's another superhero game down the line. This is a superhero tie. So at number 10, I got the Punisher, not the Sega Genesis port, but the actual arcade version by Capcom. So
The one
fucking
that's
fun.
in that Marvel collection that came out
Yes,
not too long ago.
yes. And that's
Yeah.
actually the first time I ever played it when I got it. And I was like, this is such a fantastic, fantastic side scrolling beat 'em up game. And I love the fact that Nick Fury is your partner in the game. And then the penultimate boss is Kingpin. The difficulty is like it's difficult, but not too difficult, right? And
Not like that Silver Surfer game that's on that
ah
collection too?
no, Silver Surfer thankfully is not on there.
No? Must be
No,
on one of the other ones.
probably I think it might be on the one that came out there, the Maximum Collection there with all the Marvel games that just came
Oh,
out I
yeah.
think last month. Yeah, but I fucking love Capcom, and to me, this is like a perfect retro superhero video game. Now,
Mhm.
flipping the coin and coming to more modern next gen, I think you might know where I'm going with this, Spoonie. If you know where I'm going, say it out loud because it's you probably do know.
Mm,
Batman Arkham
ah,
Asylum.
of
Okay,
course.
Arkham City and Arkham Knight were both fantastic games. I don't think I've ever played Arkham Origins. I don't think I've ever played that one. I've played Arkham City and I've played Arkham Knight, and they're both fantastic. But again, you would not have those sequels without the first Arkham Asylum, especially with
Agreed.
oh man, there's the mechanics of the game. Like you're actually doing detective work too in the game,
Well, and
which I really love.
it changed gameplay.
It did.
Like, it
It did.
introduced a new type of gameplay mechanic that
Mhm.
without this game, you wouldn't have seen any of those Marvel Spider-Man games over the
Oh
last
yeah.
couple of years. There's so many, like, this came out and set a new bar for, like, action games, and
Look,
since then, people have just built off of this basic, formula.
when I tell people that, when people ask me when I tell them who my favorite superheroes are, and I never say Batman, people are like, why not Batman? Because Batman's not a superhero. Okay, let's get that straight. Batman's a vigilante.
Yeah?
He's my favorite vigilante character right after the Punisher. And to be honest with you, Batman went ahead and changed the game in movies and video games. Video games with Arkham Asylum and movies with The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Same thing with Batman 89. Let's be honest here. When Tim Burton made that Batman 89, you had no offense, Spoonie. I know you love the character, but they played it safe with those Superman movies, and it was very popcorn movie, very family friendly.
I 100% agree.
Mm-hmm. But then when Tim Burton took the reins of Batman and made it dark and cool, he was like, no, no, no. Frank Miller, all those guys, they know what they're doing with these Batman comics and Batman stories. Alan Moore is the Killing Joke. Let's make that Batman. And that
Yeah.
changed cinema. And Dark Knight changed that. So look, we have Batman to thank for changing a lot of things. I mean, even TV show, animated series, fucking Batman the animated series changed the game. So we have Batman to thank for a lot of our media. And again, Arkham Asylum.
Not just that, and I've been thinking in my head about maybe compiling a list of major characters, like in comic books, that were introduced in other medium. Batgirl comes from the Adam West show.
You're right. You
They
are very
wanted
right. Yes.
They wanted this to be a Saturday morning action show, and they said there's nobody there for young girls to identify with. Let's make a Batgirl.
Hmm.
And it can be the commissioner's daughters or niece or whatever. So it can be even more of a, and then
Hmm.
they just adapted that into the books. And now Barbara Gordon, whether she's Batgirl, whether she's Oracle, any of the other Batgirls they've had, it all stems from Adam West's 1960s show.
So one
Likewise,
good thing actually did come out of that Adam West show.
likewise, did you know that Superman mainstay Jimmy Olsen actually was created for the Superman radio show in the 40s?
No, see that I did not know.
Again, they wanted a younger character that the
Hmm.
kids listening to could relate to. And he just became so cemented into the lore, you'd assume like Jimmy Olsen's been there from the beginning.
Spoonie, you got to make this list because I can even tell you that Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series created characters that we know now that went on to comic books. And
Yeah.
if you don't know who we're talking about, do your research, people. So that's my number 10, Spoonie. It was that superhero. Well, actually, no, not superhero. The vigilante comic book character category. What do you have at number 10?
It's very simply Chrono Trigger for Super
Okay.
Nintendo,
Okay.
1995, I think.
Yeah.
I
I
haven't
love that
played it
game.
in decades. I know they've re-released it on Steam and
Mhm.
PlayStation, so at some point, if there's a decent enough sale, I'll check it out. But
Just trying to get the
so
graphic up
many
here.
interesting characters. I thought the story was cool. You're trying to prevent like the end of the world. I
Yes.
love the fact that the game had like 11 endings, and back in the day I did get them all, including that ultra hard developer room ending.
Hmm.
um Basically at the start of the game, the boss of the game shows up and he kills you, and then then the game begins and stuff like that. But it is possible to beat that guy the first time you face him. Now, when you do, you'll only have two party members instead of three. So you'll be down a person. So it'll be a lot tougher.
Yeah.
But you can actually beat him the first time you face him. And if you do, you go to this weird ending, the special ending, where you're in a room with a bunch of characters and each character represents one of the developers or designers on the game, and you can talk to them and they're just like, congratulations, you weren't supposed to do this, like, because to do that you're basically skipping the whole game.
Yeah.
But I think you can only do it on like a new game plus. uh,
But
it's
this,
it's a it's a good game. I think
yeah.
people that know it would
Hmm.
agree, like, definitely great
This
game.
came out also at a time where Square was also putting out, I think, Secret of Mana and
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy VI, which here in North America we got as Final Fantasy III,
Yeah.
which I remember when I bought the Super Nintendo Mini, which I still have to this day. I've modded it and I love still playing it. When I got that, I never played Secret of Mana, so I to this day still haven't played it. But man, when I got this, I was playing Chrono Trigger on there, and also Final Fantasy VI. My wife and I were like, we got so invested in Final Fantasy VI at one point. But this is
That
when
one's on my
Spawn.
list. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna spoil it now.
Okay.
Final
Okay.
Fantasy 6. I like is it 4? I think it's 4 as well, but 6 is the best.
Okay. See, I love six. I prefer seven. Seven was on my, but again, this is all like right now how I'm feeling too, right? Six was going to be on my list, and I even like 20 minutes before I jumped into the stream, I had Final Fantasy 7 and 6 at number 12, and then I decided to go with Rampage because, like, honestly, I've had so many more years of fun and satisfaction playing Rampage. But again, you're probably going to hear me say this often. For number 10, Chrono Trigger, amazing choice, Spoonie. Amazing choice. Okay. All right. My number 9, this is the last tie. We've got fighting games. There's going to be a lot of fighting games on my list. Okay. So, first things first, number 9, you know I'm a wrestling fan. I had to put this up here somewhere. WCW NWO Revenge, the
Which is the
N64
second
game.
one. World Tour is
Yes,
the World Tour is very good, but this
it
took
is.
World Tour and just body
Exactly.
slammed it into the ground.
Now, this is before THQ. I wouldn't say they lost the license to WCW. WCW was like bleeding money. And THQ decided to take their ball and go towards WWF right after
They got
Revenge.
WrestleMania 2000.
And the masterpiece that is WWF No Mercy. Now, I'm no longer a WWE fan. Haven't been a WWE fan in the last, I want to say, good 8 years. Okay. I don't like the company. I don't like their business practices. I don't like the fact that every single couple of months we hear that they're releasing all these people. And it's like, come on, guys. Come on.
I don't like the fact that, and look, I understand it's a complicated situation, but to not even mention the name Chris Benoit, to not include him in the Hall of Fame or any kind, like,
Yeah, I get what you're
what
saying.
happened
I
was
get what you're
horrible.
saying.
He had a
Yeah.
psychotic break on drugs and he killed his whole family and himself. And that's not something we should glorify.
YouTube wants you to
We
say
should,
unalived. Nah,
yeah,
but we know what you mean, though. Yes,
he did the worst possible thing
he
that you
did.
could
Yes,
do.
100%.
And I understand you don't want to glorify this. You don't want to, like, hey, we remember him more than other wrestlers because he did this one thing that has nothing to do with wrestling. But to not even have like a Hall of Fame mention, or
I know.
that's kind of shitty.
I know. I
Because I
know.
think,
Not. Yeah.
especially as Canadians, I think there's kind of a sense of pride that, we had one of the best wrestlers in the league who is repping
Mm-hmm.
Canada.
Mm-hmm. I think he's one of the worst people to ever live. He's a monster, and it all has to do with the CTE that he suffered from all
That's
those years
that's
of his
taken out
head.
so many of these people, man.
Yes, but you can't deny that he had a lot of great matches with Eddie Guerrero and a lot of great
Hmm.
matches in WCW, especially in WWF. But it's the same thing with China.
Yeah.
China's in the Hall of Fame with D-Generation X, but they refuse to put her in the Hall of Fame as a female, like as a solo. She revolutionized women wrestling. And let's be
Hmm.
honest here, I think it's bullshit that they don't want to put her in there because of her porn career.
Yeah.
Little known fact, China went into adult movies. She did 2 or 3 adult movies. And Triple H, who I used to be an absolute big fan of Triple H, but I've lost all respect for in recent years, he is making the decision not to put her in there because what if my kids search up China? Bro, you're putting China the wrestler, not, I forget her real name. You're not putting her in the, like, it's still her, yes, but you're putting the wrestler, the character China, in the Hall of Fame, not
Hmm.
China, who did the wrestling stuff, didn't do the adult films. China was a character she played. Anyways, that's a whole other rant for another day. But without, you wouldn't have WWF 2000, WrestleMania 2000, or WWF No Mercy without your standard initial blueprint that was WCW NWO Revenge. And let's be honest here, it was such a, like, No Mercy and WrestleMania are masterpieces when it comes to wrestling, and I think it set the standard for wrestling games later on down the line. But you still wouldn't have that without WCW NWO Revenge. There was no creative character in that WCW NWO Revenge, but you could customize the wrestlers. That was the
Yeah.
first time they did that. And I fucking love Sting. Like, I hate Hulk Hogan. I think he's also one of the biggest piece of shits to ever live. But you can't deny that asshole had a lot to do with our childhood when it came to wrestling. So
I will say I like Hollywood Hogan because he was just a piece of shit and upfront about
it
it.
was just but it was Terry Bollea being Terry Bollea. Like, you know what I mean? But let's be honest, Sting, there was, like, I don't care how many times you tell me Undertaker was a great character. Sting was so much freaking cooler. Sting was the reason why I watched WCW. So
Yeah.
yeah, that is the first of the two. I know I said we're going to go a little faster. We are, don't worry. So that's the first of the two. And then the other one that I tied it with, it was going to be alone by itself, but I was like, I have to throw in the Revenge. Marvel versus Capcom on a whole. There's not much we can talk about these games. It's just fucking fun. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, you're counting the franchise, right? Because it started off X-Men versus Street Fighter.
yes, yeah. I'm talking about all the games: X-Men
Yeah.
versus Street Fighter, Capcom versus Marvel superheroes. Then it went into 4, or is it 5 now? Marvel versus Capcom games. So,
I would say the second one is the peak one.
oh
Third
yes,
one, the third one
yes.
is okay, but they cut the roster down by so, like, the second game had, like, I feel like 60 characters. It was
Mm-hmm.
insane. And the third one had like 18 characters or something. It felt like a letdown.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one, which was called Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, I didn't even bother with. People said it was just really terrible.
Oh, that's 5. Yeah, I haven't played that game. Like, I'm not counting that one. But Marvel vs. Capcom 4, I think it was Ultimate for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That one was pretty decent. That still kind of had the same mechanics as the old school Dreamcast versions
Yeah.
of Marvel vs. Capcom. Infinite was just it's just a next gen game, and it doesn't add anything. It's like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 that just doesn't add anything to the table. But we can both agree
Wouldn't know because that one's still a Switch exclusive.
that's true. That's true. I haven't played it either, but to what I've heard about it, people were demolishing Ultimate Alliance 3, and it's still one of those games that never goes on sale, especially online. It's still $90. Why? No fucking clue. But Marvel vs. Capcom and WCW NWO Revenge are my number 9.
Sorry. So for me, number 9 is a game called Deadly Premonition.
Okay.
There is a sequel, which is not as it's not really that good. It came out on Switch and PC. The
Okay.
first one was like Xbox 360, PS3, and then later I think they put out a PC version. It's as
Okay.
close.
Is this a PC
It,
game or sorry, you said it right? It's a PC, right?
it's on PC,
Okay.
Xbox 360, PlayStation 3. It's as close as you can get with a video game to the TV show Twin Peaks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This
That's
this
cool.
cover this cover's kind of weird. What you're seeing here is so you're an FBI agent who comes to town to investigate these weird murders and stuff. So on the cover, you see the murders are happening in like a ritualistic fashion. They're not just being
Okay.
killed, they're being posed with imagery and stuff like that, right? So you come to investigate. So there's one of the women who's going to be in the ritual, and then in the background, you've got the killer who's got the red raincoat and the axe. Yeah. So
I figured that'd probably be better.
you're trying to figure out who this guy is, while interacting with all these weird and sometimes bizarre characters. There are a lot of things in the game that there's like a lot of clues and stuff in the game that maybe you'll only notice after you beat it for the first time or if it's pointed out to you.
Okay.
Um, I don't want to spoil it because if
It's not like the
anybody
game
has
Manhunt, is it?
no,
Okay. Okay.
no, this game came out in like 2011, so I don't really want to
Oh, okay. Okay.
spoil it too much. But let's just say there's a reason you can't zoom out all the way on the map.
Oh, okay.
Because if you did, you might notice something that would give you a clue to kind of what's going on.
Okay.
Let's
You
just
know.
say that because it's like a map and you can only view like one square at a time. But let's
Okay.
just say that if you were to zoom out all the way or to take each of those squares and put them together, the neighborhoods are in the shape of a dog. And that's all I'll say.
Interesting.
Although I guess that you can infer from that a dog has something to do with what's going on. So
Fair. Okay. See, again, I will say solid choice, but only because now me as a horror fan like you, that has piqued my interest now. I
well,
feel like
again,
Spoonie. Go on.
it's because the Twin Peaks vibes. I don't know if
Yeah.
you've seen the shows.
Oh yeah, I love the original series. I never watched the sequel series though.
Just like a bizarre. I don't know how to describe it really. It's one of my
Okay.
favorite shows.
Yeah, it's like a fever
I
dream
haven't
sometimes.
seen the movie because I hear the movie kind of ruins the show.
Oh, the one with David Bowie,
I think
right?
so.
He comes
Yeah,
with yeah,
catch fire or something.
something like that. Yeah, I know there's fire in the
Um,
title. Yeah.
Fire Walk with Me. So the premise of Twin Peaks is this girl, young teenage girl, popular cheerleader, washes up on the edge of a lake wrapped in plastic. So the FBI agent comes to investigate what's going on. And then there's all this weird stuff, kind of like Stranger Things without the supernatural science fiction stuff, just like a town with weird stuff, weird characters. You're trying to figure out what's going on. Who killed Laura Palmer? That was a big
That's
thing
it.
through the whole
Yes,
show.
but
But
also one
in
of
the
the weirdest
movie,
Funko Pops you've ever seen. Wait,
yeah,
wait, wait,
I
wait,
can't believe they made that.
wait. Before you
I thought that
continue, what the fuck?
I thought this was fake when you showed it to me. I'm like, no way
No,
they would
man,
actually make a dead raped teenager into a Funko Pop, but here we have it.
they did. Yeah.
Um,
Anyways, go. On. Sorry.
Yeah, no,
It
it's
gets
a
me every
good
time.
show, but the movie does
Yeah.
spoil it because throughout the show, it's like who killed Laura Palmer. In the movie, apparently, they tell you very early on who
Oh,
it
okay.
was and why.
Okay.
So
All right. Okay. Well, if you've never seen Twin Peaks, though, seriously, people watch it.
yeah.
Number 8, I have another fighting game, but this one is never came to North America, and
Ooh.
I never played it until I actually modded it onto my Nintendo Switch. I mean, Super Nintendo. We're both anime fans, right? To an extent, Spoonie. We both like Gundam.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So number 8 for me is Gundam Wing Endless Duel. When I first played this game, it blew my mind. I know it's just a standard game, like oh, it's you're fighting and you're using the guns. And my old intro, like now I've got now I use some of the images from Conan the Adventurer. Um, but originally, if you ever watched my videos, the mecha that you see in the beginning of my video clip, my intro, came from this game here. Such a fun game, so fun. It's just a beat 'em. It's like it's a fighting game, but you're using your guns to fight, and it's just so cool. I know that there's been a lot of Gundam, what are they called, Dynasty Warrior games over the years. But those
Yeah.
are fun, hack slash. That's fine. But if you want a perfect Gundam game, you got to play Gundam Wing Endless Duel. I love it so much.
I got worried because you said Super Nintendo 90s anime based. I thought you were going to say one of those awful Dragon Ball games.
No, 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 no.
Maybe they're good. I can tell you that when I finally got the chance to play them, I was so excited, and it's like these are not fun.
The Budokai Tenkaichi games from Dragon Ball Z
Oh,
were probably the
those
best
came later,
ones.
but I mean
Yeah.
like the Super Nintendo ones,
No, no, those. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
not the stuff that was like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, or beyond.
Those versions were good. Yeah, the ones on the Nintendo, not as great. So that is my number 8, Gundam Wing Endless Duel.
Uh, 8. Where is it? Uh, it is Metal Gear Solid, the first one.
No pun intended. Solid choice.
Now, I will specify that it has, because there's a couple versions of the game. There's Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes,
Yeah.
which was a GameCube exclusive version of the game. I think it had some kind of limited co-op capability or something. I don't know.
So,
And
there we go.
you might think, oh, it was re-released with the last couple years as part of this Metal Gear Solid Collection Volume 1. The game was released, but they cut out about 2 minutes from the beginning of the game.
Hmm.
The game starts off underwater, you're in a sub, and then you're launched out of the sub in a torpedo, one of those things that like a person can ride in. And then it shoots through the water, and then you you eject out of it and you swim up, and then that's where the game starts. You climb up and you're in the loading dock and everything. Apparently on the collection, it just starts you climbing up. The little 2-minute
Oh,
scene where
okay.
you get launched out of the sub is gone.
Interesting.
So what? He just climbs out of the water and starts working? Like, I
But
don't know.
also, Metal Gear Solid was, I think, like it took the franchise originally of Metal Gear, and it was a fresh restart, I think, right, too, for the franchise.
Oh, and there were so many clever things the game did. Um, at the time, if you guys didn't know, with PlayStation 2, PlayStation 2, you had to have a physical memory card
Yeah.
to insert in the thing to save your
Mhm.
files. And there was a boss, Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
And if you had if you had other Konami games on your memory card, he would talk about them. Like if you had Symphony of the Night on there, he's like, "Oh, I see you're a big Castlevania fan." Or if you one of the Konami Evolution Soccer games or what, like he would make comments on other Konami
That's
games if they
cool.
were on your.
That is no,
Um,
that's pretty cool.
I like the fact that they kind of did this, I think, to prevent piracy, but also to make
Mhm.
it really. I thought it was cool, but it sucked if you rented the game. The fact that
Fair.
you need the original case to pass the game.
Mm.
Because at some point, the chief is like, you need to contact Merrill. Look at the CD case for the codec number. And you're like, what? And you
Okay.
flip over, and on the back of the case, one of the pictures, they show like little screenshots. One of the pictures showed the radio frequency you needed to use to contact her.
Clever. That's super
So
cool.
if you bought it used or rented it and you didn't get the
Mhm.
case, you're just
Yeah.
spamming every frequency for, I don't know, like an
Shit.
hour, hoping to find the right one.
Nice. But that's a good choice though. Solid. Yeah. Yeah.
And the game itself is fun. I love hiding
Yeah.
in a box and crawling around. And
He's not as good though in Super Smash Bros. I'll tell you that right now though.
yeah, I feel like that. I didn't play that, but I don't know why they felt a need to do that.
All right, so number 7 is my survival horror portion. And I'm just talking about the franchise in the whole because this is one of the 2 games that I still try to play currently. I'm just talking about the Doom franchise, man. I love first person shooters. And there's so many that I thought about putting on this list. Duke Nukem is amazing. Quake is amazing. There's like there's so many. But see, when you put Doom on your movie list, I was like, haha, stick around for my video game list. I love Doom. I love Doom. I played a lot of Doom 64 when I was younger, so this is the one that I'm the most familiar with. Uh, but just in whole the series, and the superior port, by the way, for the consoles is the Super Nintendo one. But just so fun. Even Doom 3 is for some reason not on this picture that I stole. I don't know why. But Doom from 2016 and then Doom Eternal are also fantastic games.
And
I
then
just love the franchise.
there's that newer one, Doom the Dark Age.
Oh yeah, there's Dark. Okay, that one I haven't tried yet. Sorry, that I have not
same.
played yet. But if you want, like, for me, this is just my opinion. If you want the perfect first-person shooter game, especially if you're a horror fan, it's even better than Wolfenstein. I find so. Doom, for me, is the perfect first-person shooter game. So yeah, that is my number 7.
I like the newer, more recent Doom titles because I actually think they could be a good entry point for people that never played first-person shooters.
Yeah,
because in virtually every other shooter game, you're trying to take cover, you're trying to hide. Doom wants you to run in there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Doom wants you. In fact, the game is hard if you just try to snipe at a distance. You got to get in there. You got to rip those things apart. What's the expression? Rip and tear until it's done.
Yeah.
That's the tagline for the game.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
and it's fun when you really get going and you're just ripping things out and bouncing to the next one. Like, yeah, you feel powerful. It's a fun game.
But also searching for those key cards to get out of there too is once you finally get those key cards, it's fucking satisfying, man.
Yeah.
All right, Spoonie. What is your number 7?
It's Resident Evil 7, actually.
Nice.
That was not intentional.
That's fair.
Worked out that way. It was a much needed breath of fresh air for the franchise. When you went on a little break earlier, I was kind of mentioning this, that the Resident Evil games starting, because I was talking about Dead Space and I was saying, like, to people who aren't familiar with it, the first Dead Space is good. The second one is pretty good. The third one I don't like because it came out at a time when they were trying to jam co-op gameplay into every single game. Like, do we need a 2-player Resident Evil? Apparently, Resident Evil 5 and 6 were both co-op campaigns.
Yeah.
And I mentioned this earlier, what sucks is if you're playing alone, you get an AI-controlled teammate. But they are stupid. They get in the way of your shots. They get stuck trying to climb up a ladder, and you have to try to lure them a different way so they can find the ladder. And they took a game that's about survival horror and gave you a best friend and a lot of weapons. So it became an action series with zombies in it. It wasn't like any kind of horror.
Oh, and I remember like complaints about 5 and 6. I remember people saying like, "Don't even touch these games." I was like,
I still have not played 6. It was that bad that I've just been. But 7 was like a return to form. It was truly creepy, and I think one of the things that sold that is they switched from a third-person perspective to first-person, so it felt more immersive. And apparently, it is available on VR, and people who've played this game on VR say it's terrifying.
I believe that. Was it this one or was it Village that you streamed? Not
It
few
was
months ago.
Village,
Village, okay.
the eighth
May,
one.
all right, that's nice. Okay, yeah. Maybe this is one that you can stream at some point too.
Yeah.
Just
I also
saying.
have. Yeah. No, this one, like all the Resident Evil games, the last act gets kind of dumb because that's always where you find out, like, oh, there was actually a government lab under here the whole time. Right? You're thinking in the first one, oh, you're in this creepy haunted mansion. No, it's just a cover for a genetics lab. In the second one, you're like, oh, okay, I'm in the police station. I'm in the town. Yeah, there's a giant bio lab underneath.
There's always, yeah. Nice. Okay. Cool. Are we gonna see Resident Evil again on your list, or is this the only entry?
It will be seen again one more time.
That's what I thought. Okay. Number 6 for me. So this is number 6. It's not a tie, but I'm gonna bring in another game as well, though. So number 6 for me is Turtles in Time.
Love this game so much.
To me, it's like it's the perfect side-scrolling beat 'em up. It's the perfect one. The amount of hours spent on this game playing, it's so fun.
And I love the levels, man. The future one, the Western one, the pirate one.
And don't get me wrong, the Sega Genesis game, Hyperstone Heist, which is very similar to this game, is fun too. But this is just like, if you want a perfect Ninja Turtles game also in general, because like you and I are big fans of the Turtles, this is the game to play. Now that being said, I also have to recognize this game as well. If you want to play Turtles in Time, I highly recommend going to play this game after as well, because it is technically a spiritual successor.
Oh yeah.
Shredder's Revenge. Phenomenal game as well. It's technically a direct sequel to Turtles in Time, and it uses a lot of the same music from Turtles in Time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
cool.
It's just a fantastic game. So I that's why I'm not saying it's not a tie. I'm saying I can't have Shredder's Revenge, like I can't have Turtles in Time and not put Shredder's Revenge up here, because they go hand in hand together. I know it's like 30 years apart, but it's just amazing. And it's just as fun as the Ninja Turtles arcade game too. Like, that was debating the arcade game or Turtles in Time. But at the end of the day, I'm like, no, Turtles in Time is, I just love it. It's a perfect video game, to be honest with you.
It really is. If you can get a couple, like, it's fine one player, but if you can get at least one other person, a lot of fun.
I replayed it with my wife. We even replayed Shredder. We also played Shredder's Revenge together, and we had so much fun. Like, my wife is my wife is my player too. So that's my number 6, Spoonie.
Oh, okay. So for me, it's a game called Xenogears by Square for the PlayStation 1. I think it's 98.
I've seen this cover before. I've never played it, though.
There are other games that are similar. There was PlayStation 2 had it was called Xenosaga, I think Chapter 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. And then on Switch, there's something called like Xenoblade Chronicles. I don't think they're related in any way. I think maybe just thematically.
Okay.
This game is kind of like, and I told you one of my favorite animes, Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, there's people that, and you can see there, that climb into giant mecha and fight. But there's also a lot of sort of, I don't want to say mysticism, but there's a lot of like theology in there about God and our purpose and so like the game is fun. It's a fun gameplay. I like that it's set in like a 3D world where you enter a new screen and you've got like a little village, and you can pan the camera around, and you can kind of like jump on blocks, and you pan the camera to see like, oh, a little hidden item. And it's a really fun game, but it's the story and the themes that really sold it for me.
Yeah. Speaking of, we're going to get right back on topic in a couple of seconds, but we were debating, right, Spoonie, doing this or doing the anime list. What do you think? Maybe next month, if you want to, do you want to do the anime list?
Yeah, I'm up for it. If
Cool.
anybody has any other ideas or whatever, we're happy to entertain them. But yeah,
I,
we can make.
I was ready to watch those AVGN episodes for the 20th anniversary, but then, something happened to me that weekend. And I was like, kind of put a little, bitter taste in my mouth. And that's why I was like, let's do something else.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love AVGN, I do with all my heart, but yeah, maybe doing the anime list might be really fun next time, because it seems like it's a lot of fun for us to do these countdowns,
Hmm.
pushing ourselves, trying to do this kind of stuff, and I will definitely draw. That's next time. I'll have more time if that's the case. Cool. Okay, I gotta check this game out too. You've given me
So
a
number
lot of stuff
five.
to check out. That was number 6 for you. So
Yeah.
now we're
So
at, yeah, number 5 now. Yeah. Okay. This is something that I played in the month of May. I did a Spawn month on my channel leading up to Free Comic Book Day, and I played this game twice on my channel. Spawn in the Demon's Hand.
yeah.
I'm a Spawn fan. Of course, I'm going to put this on here. It's such a freaking fun. It's another first-person shooter game. I know I said Doom is the perfect first-person shooter, but this is just fun, man. Again, it's Capcom. Again, like I said earlier, I fucking love Capcom.
I
Um,
I feel like this game is also part of an interesting, or what I find to be an interesting era, where you had licensed tie-in games that were actually good.
yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not disrespecting Batman on the NES or Ninja Turtles on the NES or Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, or whatever
Yeah.
like that, but okay, first of all, the Batman and the Turtles games were unfairly difficult.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Um, they also typically, I don't know, they weren't really that good. It's sort of when we got into like the 3D era and you can have more like actual like voiceover, recorded voice and stuff
Hmm.
like that, that I started to think like this, like tie-in games were actually
Yeah.
starting to get good.
And this was on. I think it's only on the Dreamcast. This game, besides being on arcade, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it just says Dreamcast. And man, that was a great console to have it on as well. To
Hmm.
be honest with you. So yeah, Spawn in the Demon's Hand. That's my number 5. Remove. There we go.
Let's see. My number five we've already talked about. It's Final Fantasy 6.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay.
We talked about it a little bit. Um, just because there's so many characters in the game, there's so much story. I think
Yeah.
it's probably the most detailed pixel art I've seen on the Super Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
or some of.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm a
I
big
don't
fan
I
of
don't
it.
know. Just between the story and the themes, and I think the guy Kefka
Mm-hmm.
was the Mad Clown was a great villain.
Yeah.
Um, I like that there's kind of an apocalypse that happens halfway through the game that changes the entire face of the map. So
Yeah.
if you didn't do something in this one town, you can't go back. It's gone now.
It's such a fun game, and I think it's criminally. It's criminal that here in North America it was called Final Fantasy 3, and then
Well,
we
because we
jumped over to
didn't
7.
release any of the other ones, right?
I know, but they should have done that though, because I'll agree with you. Final Fantasy 6 is probably the best Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy 7 right after that, right?
Yeah.
But
Well,
they should have at least.
I
Mhm.
feel like there's two eras. There's like the 2D
Okay, yeah,
era and
yeah,
then the 3D era.
yeah, and this is the best of the 2D era, right?
Yeah.
And I still think to this day, and that's the reason. There's a reason why they're remaking it now, or they remade, I should say. Final Fantasy 7 is the best of the 3D era.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 8 is fun too. Squall is a great character, but I think when you think Final Fantasy, especially when you think the 3D era, you think Cloud Strife, you think Vince Valentine, right? You think all those characters. So solid
One of
choice. Oh,
one
such a
of the
fun game.
things I also like about the early Final Fantasies is this fantastic watercolor painting artwork by Yoshitaka Amano. It just
Okay,
I just think it looks great.
let
I
me
think
see.
it really sets a style and a feel for the atmosphere. And he did them, I think, for the first 6 games. I don't know that he was a part of the 7th, because that's when they're starting to do more like computer modeling and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm
But
trying to see if I can find something. Yeah, I think I found something if they want to see.
Well, it's all like what you see
This
there.
is
Yeah,
this.
look at that. That's beautiful.
That is really nice. Yeah, that is really nice.
No, so he did all the like concept sketches and stuff like that for the first 6 games, and looked very cool.
Nice, nice. Oh man, Final Fantasy. It's just a fun series, man. Okay, so number 4 for me, and I think you said you've never played this. I'm not sure. I think that's what you said when we were talking about Metal Gear. But number 4 for me, I know it's more recent, but when I bought my Nintendo Switch, I spent hours playing this game, and I still play it to this day. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate.
No, the last one I played was Melee.
Okay. Look, I'm not going to take away. There are so many great Super Smash Brothers games, and don't get me wrong, Super Smash Brothers Melee for the GameCube is a close second to this one. But Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just has everything you want from a Super Smash Brothers games. The mechanics of the game, the fighting is just superior to everything else. There's a reason why they have not announced a brand new Super Smash Bros. Game at any time soon. And there's so many characters, so many downloadable characters that you can get for this game. It's just, oh my gosh, it's just so fun. I love Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This would probably be my favorite game featuring Mario, to be honest with you.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yep.
Do you mean in general or non-Mario game?
In general.
Wow.
In general. I love the Mario games, but I am an absolute addict of Super Smash Bros. Always have been, always will be.
That's fair.
So that's my number 4. There's there's 2 fighting games that I find better than that, though. But that's just.
Are they on the list?
They are on the list, yes.
Oh, okay. So, for me, number 4 would be Resident Evil 2 Remastered.
Okay. I figured we would see Resident Evil again. Oh, you said that right, yeah.
They took Resident Evil and they successfully updated it while keeping everything that was good about it. So, like modern controls, obviously modern graphics and everything like that. But the story was, again, it's Resident Evil game. So the third act is going to deal with the secret base underneath the city. But it was just a really good game, whether you're playing the Claire story or the Leon story. Yeah, look, it came out a couple of years ago. Still looks really good. Still plays really good. And it started this whole wave of remaking earlier Resident Evil games since then. Yeah. Resident Evil 3 has been released, and 2 or 3 years ago now, they did a remake of Resident Evil 4.
There you go. Just quickly, we have Dark One CFH on the side, new subscriber to the channel. So shout out, man. Final Fantasy VI was so much fun. Yeah, 100%. I agree. Such a fun game. And if you want to see a really fun video, I'm going back to him. Watch the Angry Video Game Nerd episode on Final Fantasy VI. He doesn't hate the game, but it's his frustrations playing the game. Oh, it's and that also kind of like I stopped playing the game, and that episode kind of got me back into wanting to play it again because I was like, oh, I remember those struggles. Let's go back and play. But yeah, Dark One, I agree with you. Like both Spoonie and I agree, right? Final Fantasy VI was such a fun game. But yeah, I have not tried any of the remakes. I want to try some of the more, like I haven't even played Resident Evil 7, but like the last Resident Evil game I think I played was Resident Evil 4. So I got to get back into playing those games. I just need to find the time, especially being a dada. So,
you know. And they're not exactly family-friendly games you can play with the kids watching.
No, I can't play Resident Evil in front of my daughter.
I just blew this zombie's face off.
Like sometimes when I'm recording gameplay for my channel, I do it in my office because I'm like, I don't want my daughter to see me play these games, man. So horror movies, I watch them in my office. You know what I mean? When I got downtime. So solid choice. Number 3 for me, you would think it would be number 2, but it's not. It is not. Number 3 for me.
Just the base one, right? Not just
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter, not Street Fighter 2 Turbo, not Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition.
No, just the base. I mean, those are all great. Those are all fun. Those are all cool. And I think I have so many different versions of Street Fighter in my house.
Well, Street Fighter 2, Super Street Fighter 2, that's the one where they brought in DJ and Cammy and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So slightly different game.
Mhm. Exactly. I've got the. I think for Sega Genesis, I have the base one. The was it the World Champ? Yeah, the standard one for Sega Genesis. I have that, and then Super Nintendo Mini comes with like the standard game too. But then I have the Street Fighter Two, or no, sorry, the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, which is so fun, and it has every single version of Street Fighter, the first game, is a piece of shit, but it has every
Yeah.
single version of Street Fighter 2, 3, Alpha, and yeah, that's where it stops. But Street Fighter 2, just like I said before, I'm not gonna not much to talk about. I just said it before. It's a cool game. The characters are cool looking. Um, it's not a difficult game, so if you really want a fun, easy fighting game, kind of like Super Smash Bros. Street Fighter, and hey, Ken and Ryu, you can use them as characters also in Super Smash Bros. So, and I love using M Bison in the game. So just saying,
Mike Bison,
Mike Bison.
right? Because they switched the name with Balrog.
That's right. That's right. Balrog, Vega, and Bison all were different in Japan than what we got here in North America. I think Bison that we know was Vega or Balrog. So, and then Vega was Bison. It was really weird.
Well, because so in Japan, the game had a boxer who went by the name of M Bison or Mike
That's right.
Bison, which
Yeah.
sounds a lot like Mike Tyson.
Hmm.
So they changed that around. They gave him a different name, and
They don't want to
so
get sued.
no.
So that's my number three is Street Fighter 2. It's such a fun game.
Uh wow, much like number 7 was Final Fantasy 7. I wasn't planning on this being the third one. It's my number 3 is Forza Horizon 3. Um the Horizon games are better than the normal Forza Motorsport. Those are more like simulation racing arcades
Yeah.
doing like sprints or laps or whatever. The Horizon game was just an open world game. You can drive around. There's different events. There's hidden ramps and jumps you can find. There's all kinds of. It's just fun cruising around. They call the Horizon in the game. They call the Horizon Festival the Endless Summer, and I really felt like that with Horizon 3. The game is set in a version of
Mhm.
Australia, so there's outbacks, there's mountains, there's all kinds of different terrain that's fun to go on. Um, with Forza Horizon 4, it was set in Scotland,
Okay.
but they added this concept of changing seasons. So it'd be
Okay.
summer or spring or fall or winter, and that would affect different conditions, right? If it's spring, you're going to
Yeah.
get a lot more rain. The ground's going to be wet, so you're going to have different issues with the tire grip. Uh, if you're playing in the wintertime, some of the lakes are frozen over, so it can create new paths for you. 5 was set in Mexico, but I think they had the same kind of seasonal thing. I never played it because I never finished 4. And then Horizon 6 just came out like a week or two ago, set in
Oh, okay.
Japan.
Okay.
Set in
Oh, okay.
Japan. So I imagine that's probably pretty cool because huge car culture,
Yeah.
vehicle
Yeah.
culture in Japan.
To this
So
day, my favorite Fast and Furious movie is Tokyo Drift. I don't care what anybody says.
I love that one.
It's a great film, man.
It's better than Too Fast, Too
Oh,
Furious.
yeah. I'm not a car guy, right? I'm not the biggest car guy. The cars
No,
that I
same
like
here.
are, yeah, the cars I like are the ones you see in movies and comic books and things like that, right? But to be a like my wife, she's the daughter of a mechanic, so she loves cars. I think my favorite racing game is probably like Burnout Paradise or Midnight Club Dub Edition. Those
Oh,
are probably like my
yeah,
favorite.
those are all really good games.
They're really good. So I've never played any of the Forza, but I know that Forza is exclusive. I think right to Xbox.
Well, okay, so it's Microsoft is trying to do away with the delineation between like PC and Xbox.
Okay.
A lot of what they're putting out now are called Play Anywhere.
Oh,
So
okay.
if I buy it on Xbox, I get a copy of the same game on PC. And
Oh, okay. Okay.
through having your save files on the cloud, I can get off my Xbox, go to the PC, and pick up right from where I left off.
Cool.
So,
Okay.
but they also, I don't know if it's on PlayStation yet, but it is also on Steam because Microsoft's realizing like exclusives are bad for the industry. I know some people have their thoughts on that. Exclusives are bad for the industry. Why
Yeah.
not make money from as many customers as you can? If they only release it on Xbox, you can only get whatever percentage of the market. But if you put it on
Right.
everything, you get so much more money, which you can funnel back into the game or other games.
True.
And
True.
you can always just do limited time. Let's say comes out now on Xbox and comes out 10 months from now on PlayStation. So if you want to be an early adopter, don't miss that
Yeah.
FOMO. You can get it now. Otherwise, if you got a PlayStation, just wait a couple months, you can get it too.
Nice.
So that's, I think, what they're doing.
Okay. All right. Last two. Last two. So number two, and this is a game that I think this is the first game. Like I got a Sega Genesis. That was my first console I ever got as a child, and of course this game packet came packaged with it. And this is the reason why I love, uh, you know, platforming side-scrolling games. God, I love this game. Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Again, not intentional. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 at number 2.
Yeah. It's working out like that a lot.
I know, right? What is there to say about Sonic the Hedgehog that people don't already know, just like Super Mario, right? I mean, we all know it's Sonic the Hedgehog. You're trying to stop, like you're trying to free all the animals and stop Robotnik. I mean, but it's just a fun game. It said, hey, Sonic, I see you, and I'm gonna raise you, and there's a reason why Sonic is still a mascot today. So yeah, Sonic 2 at number 2. It's a classic game, and I love it. And again, I
Do you
still
think do you think Sonic 2 and Knuckles should classify as a different game? With the Sonic and Knuckles, they
yeah,
had
I
the
do. Yeah, I do.
adapter, you could put Sonic 2 on and you could play Knuckles and Sonic 2.
I do. I do think that should play. Yeah, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah. So Sonic 2, I love it. I'm a lifelong Sonic fan, more than Mario. Like if you ask me who's my favorite video game mascot, and you say literally you have to choose between Mario and Sonic, that's an easy choice. Sonic the Hedgehog.
That was also at a time, or I've been trying to remember some of these. They tried to turn game releases into events.
Yeah.
They scheduled this game so it would come out on a Tuesday, and they were hyping it up as Sonic Tuesday. And then I think Acclaim saw that and they said, "Hold my beer," and they put out Mortal Monday for Mortal Kombat 2.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
So I was trying to think how many other days of the week have special video game related names.
All right, Spoonie, you got your number 2, and then we each have our number 1, and we're gonna wrap up for the day. So, what's your number 2, Spoonie?
We've already talked about it. It's Batman Arkham Asylum.
Okay,
It's the
yeah.
first one, like you said, just because everything else came after that.
Yeah.
Even though you might say, well, Arkham City is a better game. It takes all the same gameplay and just blows it up to 10. The world is so much bigger. There's more stuff to do. Yeah, but without this, you couldn't have that.
Exactly.
So I have to give it to the original.
That's
doing all those little Riddler puzzles and stuff. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so much fun trying to solve them all.
Yeah. And I did like the way that they kind of revamped some of the looks of the characters for the game as well too. I thought that was really neat. It's because of also Arkham Asylum that we got the Harley Quinn that we know now with without the mask and the outfit, right?
Yeah, kind of actually. Yeah, I think that might have been the first interpretation like that.
So again, solid choice, Spoonie. Batman Arkham Asylum is a great game. But for number 1, me, I can't, again, like Doom, I can't go with just one game in this series. Well, except for one that was on the PlayStation and one that was on, well, except for 2 on PlayStation that was also on N64. I'm talking about the franchise in general. And this is what made me fall in love with fighting games in general. I think you could have told I'm wearing the t-shirt.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. I keep hinting at my wife. She's asking me what I want for Father's Day, and I keep hinting at my wife. The Mortal Kombat collection, Legacy collection is out, so I want that.
So we need to ask, when you say Mortal Kombat, you mean the fighting games, right? Not like the side scrollers, like Sub-Zero's Quest.
That's why I just said maybe not Sub-Zero and that stupid special, what's it called? Special missions or special forces, the one that has Jax on the cover. I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about the actual fighting games of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Some of them are not good, some of them are odd. Like DC Mortal Kombat should not have been a teen game. But they all have their own unique stuff. When I say like retro, old school, probably my favorite is probably Mortal Kombat 2. Modern, I would probably say Mortal Kombat from 2011, the one right here in between DC and Mortal Kombat X. That's probably my favorite because that honestly, after being a long time away from Mortal Kombat, picking up this game and playing it revitalized my love for Mortal Kombat, and it hasn't stopped since then. So yeah, and I also love that now with Mortal Kombat 11, you've got all these cool IP characters like Spawn, Rambo. I think Terminator's in there as well, and then Mortal Kombat. There's another one now where you have Conan the Barbarian in there, T8000, T1000, Homelander, Omni Man, Ghostface. So it's just cool. I mean, that's something that they started in Mortal Kombat 9, if you want to call it that, where you had Leatherface, or no, not Leatherface. You had Freddy, and I think you had Jason as well in there. So yeah, Mortal Kombat for me because it's what sparked my love for the fighting game, and that's why I'm putting Mortal Kombat, the franchise in whole, as number one for me. You've seen Mortal Kombat many times on my list, so
Nice. Okay.
take us home, Spoonie.
Number one for me is it's not a secret that I love the Battlefield franchise, the shooter games, first person shooters.
Mhm.
The reason I like them is because of the teamwork. The game has 4 classes. There's Assault, which does what it sounds like, rushing and capturing objectives and stuff. There's the Medic, who heals, resupplies, and revives. You've got the Engineer, whose goal is to take out tanks and helicopters, because those are in the gameplay. It's like an open sandbox. And then you have the Recon or Sniper, who's obviously at a distance sniping, but they also have like binoculars that allow you to spot enemies for your teammates, so they show up on the radar and stuff. So no matter what your play style is, there is a role for you on the team. If you're having a day, maybe you're feeling a little bit lazy, you can pick the Recon Sniper. In many of the games, especially the last few, he has a little drone that you can use. So just find somewhere to hide, pick your drone, you can fly around, you can scope out the enemies, highlighting them for your teammates. Drone also has a little EM pulse, so you can destroy like the little spawn beacons they plant. Anyways, that's why I like Battlefield.
I've never played them beyond, to be honest with you.
The game in particular, though, is Battlefield 1. This game came out in 2017. Why are they calling it Battlefield 1? Wouldn't the first Battlefield game be Battlefield 1? No, this is because it's World War 1. This is taking place in World War 1.
That's the one we're looking at in the middle, right? It's right here.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, like, even just from a historical perspective, World War 1 is so interesting. They started the war on horses and they ended the war in cars and tanks. Technology advanced that far.
That's fair.
They started off with guns that were bolt action, that you had to pull the slide back, eject the shell, load the new shell, slide it, lock it into the chamber. In World War I, we saw the development of automatic rifles, which are ARs. It stands for automatic rifle, and the automatic part comes from the fact that it will automatically discharge the shell and load the next one in. So that was technology that was developed during the First World War. The face of modern war as we know it now, a lot of the ground rules were set as a result of World War I. That's when they said, you know what? No flamethrowers in war, no poison gas, no, like, this is inhumane. Like, to shoot somebody and they die, that's one thing, but to fill their lungs like acidic air, that'll. And I have a personal connection. I mentioned to you briefly, I have a great grandfather who fought for Canada in the First World War. In the 4th Canadian Expeditionary Force. He went over to France. I never got a chance to meet him, but I'm kind of proud that that's sort of in my family history. The game looks epic if you play it turning off all the heads-up display and indicator. I got a really short one here. How do I do this? I go to this thing, and then here, and then entire screen that, share, and then I go to here, and I'll just play the little trailer.
So this is Battlefield 1. We're looking. Oh, yeah, it says it up
Yeah.
there. That's right. Okay.
Instead of a campaign, they have several, they call them war stories, which take place at different fronts of the war with different characters. And just the one thing I will say in the Battlefield franchise, the story or campaign is always just about essentially a training mode for the online.
Okay. This looks pretty cool. I've
So you
never
can
really
see
been.
without any of the heads up, without like
Yeah.
the indicator showing how many bullets you have, how much health you have. It just looks very cinematic.
Yeah, it does. I've
And
never really been into like war stuff, but this looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you.
well, again, because this is based off of real things,
Yeah.
they took a lot of care and respect making this game. That Zeppelin's actually in the game. What happens is, and it was unique to Battlefield 1, is that, yeah, the Argonne Forest map was crazy. What was unique to this is a lot of the maps had what they had called behemoths, where if one team was doing poorly, they'd get reinforcements sent either in the form of like a Zeppelin, like you saw there, or some of the levels have like an armored tank. How do I get rid of this? Stop sharing. Yeah, either an armored train or a big ass tank or the Zeppelins and stuff. And then like as soon as it appears, it's like, okay, everybody got to kill that blimp before, because you can get like 10 people on there just shooting down
Yeah.
planes and raining fire down on the ground. And it's the
Nice.
game that made me a
Yeah.
fan of the franchise. And I kind of said this, you went off camera, so I don't know if you caught all of it. I like the fact that no matter kind of what your play style, there's a job for you to do. If
Fair.
you're not good at shooters, maybe you don't have the fast reflexes and stuff, then just be the guy that run around and throws health packs at everybody and revives them when they get knocked down. Believe me, people love that. They will love you in the game because nobody revives. Everybody just wants to play it like Call of Duty. Or play as the sniper, sit at the back with the binoculars marking guys so your teammates know where to launch mortars, or hey, there's a bunch of guys around the corner, I need help here, or whatever. It's not all about just run and gun. There's other things you can do. There's vehicles and stuff. I had a game where I was like one of the best people in the team, and all I did was repair the entire round. I just followed around my team's tanks, and every time they took damage, you pull out the blowtorch, you repair it, and
that made you the real MVP of the game.
it does. A thing people say with the game is PTO, play the objective. It's not
Fair.
just Call of
Fair.
Duty where you're running around and shooting. The objective is like, okay, there's a building here. There's a capture point. We need to capture it. So instead of running around killing the guys, let's try to get all our guys on the capture point so we can take that and move to the next sector. I know this, I'm going to detail because I like the game a lot, but it's very open in how you can play it. And
I'm gonna sign a petition to have Spoonie play some Battlefield or talk about Battlefield in his channel.
Well, unfortunately, aside from the newest one, Battlefield 6, on consoles, the games are dead.
Oh, okay.
There's some life. I played Battlefield 1 last year for a little bit, and it's active on PC, but like specifically in Turkey. I don't know what it is. It's like the servers in Turkey are banging, and everybody in there's typing Turkish in the chat, and I can't understand it, but they seem to like their World War I game there.
I think that's a great way to end it. Turkish people love Battlefield 1. That's great. So there you go. It's pretty.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because that's when Turkey became a nation.
Fair. You know what? Fair enough.
Formerly part of the Ottoman Empire, which
fair.
dissolved as a result of World War I. Yeah, I find that era of history fascinating, and the game does such a good job in putting care and attention into it. Like, you can tell that they were honoring real
Yeah.
people that died and real sacrifice and things that happened in the war.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do a World War II game and have it be cartoonish, right? With everything that happened in
No,
Germany
that's
and
true.
Asia, and it's like you have to treat
Mhm.
that subject matter with a lot of respect, and they
Yeah.
did.
No, you're right. You're right. Well, that's both of our lists today, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And if you did, and if you're watching this later on, I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what you love, what some of your favorite video game movies are, and what your favorite, video games are. If there's anything that you would have maybe tweaked or what you thought about our list, let us know down below. Spoonie, what do you think? Good idea. Maybe, like we were talking before, maybe we can do the anime movies and TV series list.
Let's plan on that. But if
Yeah,
people have suggestions or things that they'd
open
rather
to
see
it.
first, then we're open to it. But that's
Yeah,
something that we're tentatively got on the table.
yeah.
So
Maybe
yeah.
we can make the summer of lists or something like that. Who knows? It's always fun to do these kind of things.
Well, summer's always a good time to catch up on stuff. A lot of
That's
people
true.
go on vacation,
Yeah.
or they just get time off and they sit around the house, just relax. So, hey, maybe you
Mhm.
want to check this out. Maybe you want to play this thing.
Yeah, exactly. Alrighty, Spoonie. So go, everybody, please. I say this every stream because we do this on my channel. Go
Hmm.
subscribe to Spoonie's channel. Go on. Come on, man. Like, why? I can't tell if they're not or if they are or not. But I'm saying, if you're not, what do you do with your life? Go subscribe to Spoonie's channel. You will not be disappointed. Do you have anything on the table coming up, Spoonie? Or
Okay. Well, I'll share it here because this will incentivize people to maybe watch our two geeks together because they can get the inside scoop on what's coming up. But and I've told you about this. So
Mhm.
Dollarama, which is the dollar store in Canada here, has started selling single issue comic books.
Yes.
Now, a lot of them they released in America, I think like 2 or 3 years ago. They released them at Walmart. I think they're like $1.50 or $2 each. It was
Hmm.
the first issue of a bunch of different series, ranging from, there was a lot of DC Rebirth titles from around 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
But there were also some New 50 titles. There were also pre New 52. They had oh, and I'll show it later. They had an issue, Batgirl Year One, issue number one. I haven't read the series. I heard it's very good. That and Nightwing Year One are like
Okay.
companion. Um, so they have these, but in the past they've had Marvel and DC stuff before, so it's not a big deal. What I found recently, they're having like legitimate back issues. Look at this, Batman Gotham Knights.
Hmm.
Whoops, $2.
That's
Two
insane.
dollars.
That's
And when is this
insane.
from? April 1992. I don't know
Yeah.
if I can.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
April 92. So it's not even new stuff. Look at this. Spawn number 7.
Like here in Quebec, man, the cheapest you're gonna find a Spawn issue is like $5, man. So that's worth it.
Spawn number 7. And it's not just back issues from publishers you wouldn't think. Some of them are bagged and boarded, man.
That's cool. That's super cool.
Look, this is a Dark Horse book.
Mm-hmm.
Like bagged and boarded. Unfortunately, I think what this means is there was a lot of comic book stores that went out of business.
Probably, yeah.
Liquidation sale. Dollarama bought it and said, "Hey, we can sell these off for a couple
Yeah.
bucks a pop."
Yeah.
Yeah, here's an ad for Ghost.
Oh man, this is, you know what? This is gonna make the Canadian comic book collecting market go crazy. In Quebec, we are not seeing them, so I don't. It's probably because
Not
it's
yet,
English.
anyways.
Yeah.
Oh, hell, I'll show some more. So I got the Phantom Stranger from the New 52 Trinity War tie-in. It leads into Forever Evil. Youngblood Strike File number 3, which has
Cool.
2 covers.
Yeah.
Avengers 315, guest starring Spider-Man. You'll never guess who the secret. Where is it? While the universe trembles, the enemy revealed. Apparently, it's Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Secret Avengers 12.1. I don't remember what the .1 issues were for. Kazar of the Savage Land.
That's
I think
cool.
this is the first one.
That's cool.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy, the original series, where they were like set in the future.
Yondu and all
So
them,
this is
right?
Vance Astro's Major Victory, who they do bring back in the new, I want to call it latest, but there's been several versions. The late 2000s version of Guardians.
Okay.
So that was number 20. And then here we have number 31.
Cool.
$2 a piece.
That's pretty cool, man.
These I got mostly because I just really wanted to. I did a double take when I saw them, especially
Yeah.
the first thing I saw, the thing that caught my attention. New Men. Why? Because I saw the Image logo and I'm like, wait, what? And I looked and I'm like, holy crap. And then beside I saw the rest and I'm like, oh my God.
That's
Here,
cool. That's
check
really
out
cool.
this if you guys liked Youngblood. I think this is a spin-off of Youngblood, by the way. It looks
I
like
think
it's
so,
like
yeah.
some here's Prophet.
Oh gosh.
Prophet
Oh
goes
gosh.
Splat by artist S Platt. He's got that trademark Liefeld, whatever that.
Yeah.
Cable had that too. What is the thing they put around the eyes?
I'm not sure, man.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not.
Like
Yeah. I don't know.
Rob Liefeld used it on X Force, where there was like Shatterstar or Cable or somebody had that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not that, but those are really cool finds. So nice. Me personally,
and Rough and Ready, and
okay.
it's hard to show here. It is actually the variant cover.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
so it's not the mass market one. I got a special version.
So he's like, I'm a badass. Look at me, I'm a badass. I'm still on hiatus. I'm probably gonna come back in July, so just relaxing. But again, we're gonna do 2 Geeks Live. So
Yep.
guess that's it for the day. Don't want to take any more time. I have gotta go help my wife with the little one. So see you all next time. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, like the video, share with people, and come on back next time for some more 2 Geeks Live.
Yeah, we just hang out and we have a good time. So you're always welcome to stop by.
This video is this stream is not going to go away anytime soon. So we're having fun doing this, and we hope you are too.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. See you next time.
Take care.